What is going on, guys? My name is Chad from the Red Half of Sheffield, and I guess I've done enough of these. The Sheff United way, I guess I could say. I don't know if I'm technically a part of it, but we got another game. We go again today. Blades go away from home, Loftus Road or whatever it's called, Cayenne Prince Arena or whatever it's called, and face QPR. So today we're going to do a watch along, and I am joined by nobody other than, I'm going to get it right this time when I bring him in, Robert Captain Casa, not Captain Costa.
No tea. Although I have the tea today, Yorkshire Gold.
I have water. I have American water out of the tap. Sorry for the late start, guys. We had a couple issues, couple hiccups behind the scenes, but we got her all sorted. And Robert, what do you say? What do you say we see what this Blades team looks like? I'm sure everybody now watching this has probably seen the lineup, but restored back to the team, Mr. Johnny Egan, welcome back. Tommy Doyle gets a start. Lowe goes out. Stevens back in. Those are the three changes the Blades make. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, obviously much stronger back line today than we saw in our last matchup with John Egan coming back in the center. So we're really confident about that. Kieran Clark on the natural left side. Anel Ahmedhodzic has always been really good this year on the right. So excited about that. Our wingbacks both switch. So we have Baldock in for Bogle. No concerns there. George, phenomenal player, has been playing great for us all year. And to Stevens, I think the consensus among Blades fans this season has been that he is not the Enda Stevens of old. He is a shadow of his former self. We've heard that phrase a lot. So the fact that he has to come in today because Max Lowe has a little bit of a knock, we'll see how he does. I have no worries about defensively. He'll be solid enough there today. But QPR does have a good attacking setup. So I will be curious how he can handle it moving forward. The really interesting switch, I think, for the Blades is taking out McAtee and putting in Tommy Doyle. McAtee, obviously the player on form in our midfield. He has scored in the last couple of games with some assists from Iliman and Jai. So missing that, what can Tommy Doyle bring? Then again, he did also score 2 games ago. But what can he bring that McAtee was able to? That comparison between the two, they've been a sub like for like change almost in Heckingbottom's late second half substitutions recently. So I think that's the big question mark for the Blades today.
Yeah, and we look to continue our winning ways. Most of the league had played earlier in the day. If they didn't play yesterday, they all had 10 a.m. 3/3 p.m. kickoffs, which we saw Burnley go 2-1 up on Swansea and see that result out. So that puts Burnley 6 points clear of us. Obviously, the game in hand we're about to play here in the next 25 minutes. But, I mean, it almost feels like we got to go out and match them. They played earlier. They got a result, got the 3 points. We're up next. We're going to have the standalone game. Everybody's going to be able to watch us and see, a bunch of us have been, or a bunch of our games in the past, I think the past 3, I think everyone, since Boxing Day, this is going to be the third one that's going to be on Sky over there. So we're on big TV. Yeah, we seem to do well when all the bright lights are on us, but we shall see what happens.
Yeah, no, definitely got to close that gap, keep the 3-point difference between us and Burnley at first and second. We don't want them to be able to build a lead on us. And yesterday's result with Blackburn winning puts them 8 points behind us with our game in hand. So we can go back to that 11-point gap to third place, which for those of you who aren't as familiar, I think my parents might be watching the stream today. Yeah, the difference between second and third is automatic promotion to the Premier League, or third place you have to play in the 4-team playoff. So you want that gap to be as large as possible for as long as possible this season. And right now, 8 points still comfortable, but we'd like that to be a double-digit gap.
Yeah,
so.
I'd like for it to stay there for the majority of the rest of the year. If not, increase to be about 15 to 18 points. I'd like to see it get that high. But, only time will tell. Teams are going to change, especially with the transfer window being open for about, what would you say, a day and a half now.
Yeah.
Obviously, no really movement in the championship yet, but we shall see who strengthens. Burnley's going to try and buy their way out of the league. Continue to.
Hmm.
What do we do? Obviously, everything probably for the Blades points to striker. Obviously, we only have the captain gets to start again. Jebo's on the bench again. No McBurney. I forget who gave the pre-match press conference, but they said McBurney might be okay to come back and be, factor into the bench on against QPR. Obviously, that's not true. So definitely have to go get a striker within the next, 3 weeks, and hopefully solidify our place in second, hopefully first, by strengthening our squad in January.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, look who is back in the chat. Yes, Johnny, I do remember you. Early score predictions here. Johnny says QPR going to win 2-0. Okay, we'll see how that unfolds through 90 minutes. Anybody watching, remember to drop your score predictions in the chat, and me and Robert will get to that coming up. But Robert, do you want to, while we have it, let's look at the QPR side.
Yeah. So QPR lining up nominally in a 4-2-3-1. Although if you watch the pre-match preview that Hal and Ollie did yesterday, Ollie pointed out that they've been playing a 4-3-3 recently, and their manager decided to switch to a 4-2-3-1, and it did not go well. So the fact that it looks like they might be lining up with that again, maybe this is how the manager wants to play long term for QPR, but Ollie predicted that they might go back to the 4-3-3 that they saw a little bit more success with. So as of now, though, they've got Dieng in goal, Powell, Dune, Dickey, and Kake in their back four, with Field and Bunham. I'm not going to get that right all game. In the midfield duo, you got Chair, Roberts, and Willock in attacking three, and then up top, their number 9, Dykes. So, like I said earlier, hinted at, this is a good attacking QPR side. These are names that we've heard for quite a few years now in the championship. So definitely going to test the back three of Sheffield United, but I'm not worried. We got John Egan back. And I don't know if you saw Timo Pukki apparently in an interview said that Egan was the best defender he's played with this year. Basically, like every position that he was asked who's the best, he gave a United player. So
yeah, he said Ollie Norwood too was the best midfielder.
Yep.
If I read that correctly. Yeah, I briefly scrolled past and I was like, that's some big. I mean, that's something big from a player of Timo Pukki's stature, because I mean, we know all his goal scoring prowess in past years. It hasn't been exactly the same this year. Although, didn't he almost get a hat trick in that game against when we played Norwich? He had the penalty save for a hat trick. So
yep.
But yeah, it's interesting, and I'm curious to see how we go away from home and how we, I guess, this is really our first test since coming back from the international break. We really haven't had, exactly murderers row as opponents. So going to London, going to play against QPR, how do we hold up, raucous away atmosphere? How do we handle it? Do we just not even bat an eye and go in here and put a good result in and just kind of on to the next one? I mean, because if you listen to Not the Top 20 in the second tier podcast and even the championship podcast, these guys basically have us in Burnley. Like, they've already got us. they're not shy of putting us down as promoted in pen.
Yeah.
So, you gotta believe that these guys are listening to all that, So if it's going around in their head, it could not bode well for us, coming down the stretch,
Yeah, and
so
I
to
have I
speak.
have no doubts of the mentality of the players. Like you hinted at, though, this has not been a tough stretch since we came back from the World Cup. The holiday season matchups have all been pretty straightforward. Though I don't think we've necessarily really put on our best display in any of the matches, save
Yeah.
maybe against Coventry, who we could likely say was the toughest match we've played so far since we came back. And even that one was 3-1. It could have been uh it could have been, hey,
Uh
Johnny predicting the
Made
win.
an honest man out of him. Made
What
him
is
honest
this?
man. Then he says this. Come on, Blades. Didn't mean to interrupt, Robert. Go on. I just
No,
thought.
no, but it's one of those things. I don't know if the players have, maybe they've been holding back a little bit just to maintain some fitness and not get too worn out. This kind of tough part of the season where you have a lot more games a lot closer together. Or maybe it's just we don't need to come out of second gear. We don't need to get into that top gear. So eventually we're going to find ourselves in a match, and it might be an away match. It might be today against QPR, who's not a bad team, where
Mhm.
we have to actually go out and perform better, put our best foot forward to get a result. So I'm hoping we don't have that. I love goals, but they're more fun when there are goals, and when it's 5, 6 goals, in a game. So for the entertainment factor of the watch along, I hope that this is a Sheffield United blowout and not a close, 0-0 affair until the 90th minute.
I Wow, that's pretty big news coming through. Brentford just beat Liverpool at home for the first time since 1938. I know we're a Blades YouTube channel, but that is pretty historic. I watched a spell of that game, and yeah, Brentford were miles better.
Yeah.
But more to your point, I don't. I texted Noah because he wanted to tweet out what our score prediction was, and I said 3-2 just because I want it to be entertaining for us on
Hmm.
the watch along. Because if it's we've done a couple of these where it's been absolutely like watching paint dry. In to be fair, last weekend's game, that was the slowest game I think I've ever watched. It seemed like that game took 4 or 5 hours to
Hmm.
play, and it was like it was a game that honestly I never thought was going to end. And I got off the phone, or I got off this watch along, and called my dad, talked to him. He's like, yeah, that game felt like it took about 5 hours. He said, not sure if that game was ever going to win. So hopefully, for our sake, there's goals, but in a
Mm.
sense, I want them all to be Blades.
Yep.
Even though I said my match score prediction was going to be 3-2 Blades, just so it could be entertaining for us.
Yeah. Well, speaking of score predictions, how many others do we have in the chat so far that we
Uh,
haven't put up yet? I think I saw one or
mm,
two. Wayne just put one in, 4-0
yeah,
Blades. I
4-0
like that.
Blades.
That's
Okay with
awesome.
that. Yep, I'll take that. Mr. Johnny, he did, like I said, we made an honest man out of him. 2-1 Blades. Um, and then we have 3-1
Vinster,
for the Blades. Yep,
like
Vinster
that.
_ gaming. So 15 minutes ago, Robert, what are your score predictions, and what are you looking forward to getting out of this game?
Yeah,
What do you think the Blades
I'm
defense is
thinking
going to look like?
a little bit more of a defensive game today, being on the road. So I'm going to go with a nice cagey 2-1 affair. I think that's what Nick predicted too. So maybe I'm just piggybacking off of the leader of the channel or whatever. But yeah, no, 2-1. I'm going to stick to my guns and say
Yeah,
that if we want some goal scorers, Egan's back in the side. Maybe a set piece goal. That
yeah,
I wouldn't be sad about that. And I think Njai deserves a goal with as many assists as he's provided for the
yeah,
team since the World Cup, at least one in every match. I think he needs a goal. So that's what I'm going with.
yeah, yeah. I would agree. And it was kind of off the cuff, the scoreline. I told Noah 3-2. I could really see this game being 1-0. Being drab, kind of slow, methodical, not really much out of anything, and then we
Mm.
find something out of nowhere. For some reason, Tommy Doyle coming back into the team makes me think he's going to be on the score sheet. So I think I'll go with a 1-0 Blades win with Tommy Doyle, because honestly, right now, are Doyle and McAtee almost interchangeable? Are we just changing one for one right now, because they're
Yeah.
both on good form? McAtee obviously had the 2 goals in 2 games. Doyle scored before that. So I mean, these guys, it almost seems like if you can't, like, we could put whichever one we want in the side, and he'll be fine. They'll be fine. So I don't know. I'm looking for positive, and what will this be? 6 in a row if we win.
Yeah.
We're getting up there into uncharted territory.
Yeah.
If we keep
Definitely.
stringing these wins along, it's almost like this is something I've never thought I'd see from a Blades team. But it's it's us two, and I don't like doing this. It's us two, and then it's everybody else. I think there's like 4 points separating Blackburn
Mm.
and like 16th. So I don't know if this says this league is down this year. Obviously, it's more competitive, but what are your thoughts on how close the league is aside from the top two?
Yeah, I honestly think it's a bit more of the that like everybody's clumped together a bit more. I don't think we have like other than maybe Burnley, which has come down from the Premier League and looked like they're going to go right back up. None of the other two teams have looked that solid coming back, and they've had a lot of issues that they've had to deal with. Um, so I think that's created a little bit of a vacuum where we were easily able to step up into that like second opportunity, that second place opportunity to be one of the top two teams in the league because we have that setup of being in the Premier League not that long ago. But nobody else has really taken charge and said, yeah, we'll step into that power vacuum. We'll be, the third, fourth best team right now. And so you had like, last week, even a like 6 point gap or 9 point gap between like 16 different places. It was ridiculous how close together everything is. So, I think that it's on one hand it's a more competitive league, but I think also nobody's really quite found the groove that we and Burnley have found so far, at least at this point in the season.
Yeah. The whole thing is I keep thinking about, okay, if this season continues to go like we think it will, um, and us and Burnley run away with it, and
Hmm.
we both go up, and then you have somebody, just say, I don't know, Blackburn wins or Sunderland get promoted, one of them. It's almost like I wonder if next year when we're in the Premier League, us and Burnley are tied to the bottom, and then that team that gets goes through an arduous season and has to almost play, it's a playoff final, and then they go up through the playoff final. Do they stay in the league or perform better than us
Yeah.
because we, not to say we have it easy, but like just saying we didn't have as much pressure on us,
Yeah, no, there's definitely like when you coast to that like Premier League promotion, it can definitely set up that mindset of you have been comfortable in all of your games. So when you get to the Premier League and you have to change how you play, it's a little bit tougher. Whereas if you've been playing scrappy games all season, you like barely make your way into the playoff. You go and you win, a playoff, which is it's a tough playoff. Let's be real, like
Yeah.
2 legs and then a final, and that's it. Like you're losing, you're out. Um, that that kind of mentality, I think, can set teams up to stay in the Premier League and be competitive. You've seen it with Aston Villa the year that we got promoted. We obviously had a really, really strong year, but we were, fighting just to make that second place automatic promotion spot. And Villa winning the playoff, they were able to just hang on the league, and they've gone on to become a solid team there. You see it with Nottingham Forest is in 18th right now. They've had some good production, but a lot of these teams also have a lot of turnover, right? They have a couple
Mhm.
star players that they can sell for big money, and then you bring in like middle of the road Premier League standard players. So It's interesting to see the different strategies that teams use, and it doesn't seem like there's one that's consistently better than the rest. Otherwise, everybody
Yeah,
would be doing that. Um,
yeah,
so we'll see. I'm excited about the prospects of being back in the Premier League, seeing what Heckingbottom can do back up there. But at the same time, it is nerve wracking because I really enjoy the like consistent positive results week
right.
after week that we have in
So
the
do I.
championship. So
It's almost like I'm in agreement with you because it's like now we're in a league that we're competitive in, and we will be competitive in every year with the obviously if we weren't for some reason to go up, we had to sell the likes of Njai and Berger and
mhm,
you know players like that. It obviously brings us back into the fold to being a middle of the road championship side. But going up next year, yeah, it's cool. Oh my god, you play in the Prem. It saves a lot on our wallets because we
mhm,
don't have to pay for the streaming pass. But it also is like, well, we're gonna be probably almost tethered to the bottom of the table, if not in around there a majority of the season.
yeah,
We're gonna have a lot of losses. The fan base is going to get soured. Heckingbottom at some point is probably going to get sacked after, we'll have the owner come in and say, oh, no, we're not going to sack him. He doesn't deserve the sack, blah, 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 blah. And then at some random point, he'll get sacked in the middle of the week before we play, I don't know, Crystal Palace or something. And then we'll just nosedive the rest of the year and just never, hold water, tread water. We'll just be down there and get relegated, and we'll be back in the championship in 2 years' time. I hope that. Now, with that being said, I hope that's not the case, and I hope we're
mhm,
able to stay up. And maybe this whole deal with a new owner, possibly wanting to dump funds into us,
yeah,
maybe that's where we can strive to be like a Brentford, going and they're going to be if they stay up this season. And I mean, they're a top half side right now. If they stay up, they're on the precipice of making their name in their side a standard in that league. And look, you've got the likes of Southampton and Wolves that are down in the bottom. And who would have ever thought either one of those sides would be propping up the table in the Prem? So
yeah,
it's almost like it's a turnover
mhm,
for all these American owners. Like American owners just bought Bournemouth. So
yeah,
it's the exposure of the game over here, and now I don't want us to almost miss out on that and not have a chance to stay in, you know, if the Premier League's getting to where it's going to be the biggest owners in the world by all 20 teams, and then the teams in the championship are just going to come up and go back down, come up and go
right,
back down. And if we don't take advantage of that, and I think I've said this before, I like to see not have an owner that exactly like splashes the cash, but looks to try and like if we can get up there, maintain for 5 years, so we don't have to worry about being this yo-yo club going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and
yep.
down. Because I think that's what we would turn into.
Yeah, no, definitely, and you saw glimpses of that in the year back with Wilder, bringing us up. At one point we're in the top five. A good chunk of the way through the season. That's what it felt like. That felt like, okay, this is a team that maybe can solidify ourselves, get a little bit of a European continental competition position. Europa League. We were probably looking at something there. That was what I think everybody was gunning for, and the fact that we just missed out on that. So you just miss out on that little bit extra money, and then a historic like turnaround of like not good, a negative turnaround, where we're not getting any points, scoring any goals for a good chunk of the early part of the season. It really put a sour on that whole thing, and hopefully this reset for us, hopefully the opportunity to get in on that kind of changing of the guard in the Premier League right now. I think this is the perfect time for us to be pushing solidly for promotion. Perfect time for a potential new owner, someone with maybe a bit deeper wallets who can invest a little bit more in the club, a bit more in the players, and hopefully a mentality with a good youth setup. Heckingbottom coming from that academy coach position. I think that streamline across the Sheffield United club, youth levels all the way to the first team. I think that's
Hmm.
going to be the biggest factor in if we can be successful, if we can maintain Premier League positions in the future years.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% in agreement. And like I just popped up there, Scott. I mean, that's exactly what I'm saying. And then what Dublin Blade said. I mean, $500 million in TV money. That's what it's all. You know, money and greed control everything. And if we don't go up, we miss out on that because we get a
Mhm.
limited amount of money because our exposure in the championship, which I think somebody needs to pick up and have coverage of that over the Premier League, because I would watch that 100 times over than watching the Premier League because it's
Yeah.
too, stars and bright. So yeah, guys, about 2 minutes left until we kick off. Players are coming out of the tunnel now. Drop your score predictions real quick. Robert, what was your score prediction for the match, please?
2-1 Blades.
2-1 Blades. Mine is 1-0. Scott said he had a bad feeling about this one. Scott, what was your score prediction? Please put it in there so we can make fun of it when you say Billy Sharp's old and slow and then he scores again.
I know that's
John,
still like that moment is going to live with me for a long time. Reading out a comment from Scott there, and then literally
yep,
seconds later, Billy Sharp is in the back of the net with a goal.
yeah. Robbins 3-1. Um, we got Chris with 2-1. Get ready for this one. Oh no,
Scott, no.
oh boy.
That's
Scott
okay. It's the reverse
2-1.
jinx, right? He
Exactly.
says
This
it.
is a reverse.
Now
So that
Willick
means
won't.
we're gonna flip it, and it's gonna be 2-1. And oh man. Yeah. We shall see. The one thing I don't like about QPR's ground is it looks like it's really, really dark there.
Mm,
Like the four-sided, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but it looks like the floodlights are really, really old,
yeah.
and it doesn't look like the pitch gets very much light to it. So it almost looks like corners of the ground are almost dark, and it just doesn't really. It's not one of my favorite grounds to see us play at.
Yeah. It's very boxy. The seats on the side are very, very close. You go all the way down to like a couple feet from the pitch. So definitely a unique setup there.
Um, yeah, Chris agrees with me. It just thinks it looks dark. Yeah. Oh god, something broke at at Robert's house.
Like a water bottle
So
fell or
Johnny
something.
will be quiet because he keeps popping up in the chat. He said, "What's a Burnley player you would put in your side?"
Hmm.
Scott Twine. I'd say Scott Twine. Before kickoff, I'll say Scott Twine, but he hasn't even gotten Burnley's side. I wanted Blades to sign him from MK Dons, and he didn't sign him. Burnley just threw cash at him, so Scott Twine.
Yeah,
There you go, Johnny.
it's a good answer. I don't know enough of the
Um,
Burnley players to give an educated guess. I'm just gonna like go throw a dart at the board and
Yeah, I
pretty
watched
good.
Scott Twine play a lot at MK Dons last year, and he absolutely tore up League One. Uh, it's just a shame that he's been hurt. He was hurt when they signed him, and then he's just got into the side, I think, a couple of weeks ago. But
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, they got their attack. Their attack is pretty bad, pretty good. When I say bad, like it's really good.
Like bad in a good
Yeah,
way, right? A good bad.
yeah, bad in a good way. Looks like we have a round of applause for QPR fans that might have passed the
Hmm.
last calendar year, which is a pretty interesting, pretty interesting ovation. I don't really know if I've ever seen that one, or
Yeah,
ever seen that before, but
I have noticed that it's I think maybe it's an English thing, British thing, to instead of moments of silence is what we have over here in the US. They do rounds of applause, minute round of applause kind of thing. Obviously Pele passing away in the last
yeah,
couple weeks. One of the greatest, if not the greatest ever soccer players, soccer legends football legends. Sorry, the Americans took that one.
Did it again.
Here come the comments, but
Yeah.
no, it's certainly I think a cool thing. The moment of silence I feel is always a little awkward. It never seems like it was either too short or too long, and whereas applause that can just keep going, build up, calm
Yeah.
down. It feels a little bit more natural. You're supporting and applauding someone's life. You're celebrating them. A bit more positive spin on it.
Yeah, that's very true. Scott already jumped on you. That's
Yep.
it. That's it. Oh,
No, here
here you
they
go.
go.
Here comes Wayne. Here they all come
Jeez.
in. You done screwed up now. You done screwed up. But about to get this one underway, and hopefully Blades come out victorious.
Absolutely. So as we go, we got the clock ready for kickoff.
I'm ready to go. I think I might have missed it by a couple of seconds, but we're not very far off. I'll throw this banner up there, kick off,
All right.
and I'll turn you over to your commentator, Robert Captain Casa.
Yeah. And so we do have QPR with the ball in their half. QPR playing from right to left, the Blades playing from left to right. Both teams in stripes, Blades red and white vertical stripes, QPR with the blue and white horizontal stripes. Just about 38, 39, 40 seconds. Yeah, we're pretty close with the clock on the screen for folks to line up their streams or us. As QPR is trying to pass the ball forward into the Blades half of the field, but Blades are able to snuff that one out. A long ball meets Billy Sharp, Sanderberger passing it out wide to the onrushing George Baldock, who crosses it into the middle, low and on the floor. Billy somehow ends up with it, and Sander now near the top of the box with it. Back out wide to the right to Billy. Anel Ahmedhodzic pushing up from that right center back position. A Sheffield United staple as Baldock trying to find a good solid pass here. From the right, he does find Anel. Anel cuts back on the edge of the area, trying to find a cross, a pass, something goes back from Baldock to Berga, and Ollie Norwood waiting for the pass. Instead, Berga turning, putting it in for Baldock, crosses in front of the goal. Nobody there to put it in the back of the net, but that was quite dangerous right off the bat.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, across the box, obviously went astray and really didn't hit anyone, but yeah, looked good to start here.
Yep, and Sheffield United still on the front foot. A long field cross to Baldock. Now Berga on it. Enda Stevens had done a nice job on the other side of the pitch as Berga chips it up, floats it in.
Oh, hit it!
Come on.
Oh, what are you waiting for?
And Jai just spending too much time on the ball there.
Oh, golly.
And a loose bounce, and Jai not able to get onto that before Sonny Dieng, the QPR keeper, is able to clean it up. But a decent run of play there for the Blades to kick off this match.
It was a good spell in there. We definitely look to have come out on the front foot, and looks like here we go again.
Yep, Baldock already back on the ball, out wide to Berga. This is where he can succeed, but the cross does not meet Iliman and Jai. Instead, is headed out for a Sheffield United throw, about a yard or two from the corner flag.
Is it the lights, or is the pitch in that far corner just absolutely rubbed bare?
Yeah, it looks very shiny.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think that's the lights there, but
I'm trying to tell if it's the pitch rubbed bare or not. I really can't tell. I got to get like a close up when they go for this corner. I can't really see. I think their pitch is just terrible.
Yeah. And the Blades do have the ball, cycling it around from the corner. Norwood making a QPR defender miss there. That always looks good. John Egan stepping into midfield, diving to try to get his head on the ball, but it was because he was tripped. That was entertaining.
That was funny. He tried to hit it on with his head, but he also slammed his head on the ground too as he went down.
Yeah. It looked like he was being tripped. He's like, "Oh no, I can't let the QPR guy get the ball." So he's diving to like head it away from him because there's no way he's going to get a foot to that. But the ref does call it back for a free kick. So you got Tommy Doyle and Ollie Norwood standing over it now for the Blades. The three central defenders are all up at the edge of the box with Billy Sharp hoping to get on the end of this one. As Norwood raises the left hand, steps back, kicks it, and right at the keeper. Had a nice little bit of bend to it, but was not going to trouble him too much. As
is your stream
yeah,
having issues? Are you like are they like shadowing? Are they like when the player kicks, it's like 4 or 5 of them accordion out of them?
yeah. It's the quality is not on point today. As Billy Sharp is called for a foul there, not quite giving the keeper enough room to get that long kick away. So we're on 5 minutes about. If you want to sync up with us, still 0-0 early on. Blades having the majority of the possession and the pressure on QPR. I don't think they've actually gotten out of their half other than when they first kicked it
No, I
off.
don't think so. Yeah, I mean, lumping a ball forward is about it. I mean, they're
Mhm.
in our half now, but only because they lumped it forward and we put it out for a throw in, which
Yep.
is it's interesting, you know. I thought it'd be more of an even start, and it's been kind of all red and white over blue and white so far.
Yep. Certainly. As the ball makes its way back to Dieng, the keeper for QPR. And headed clearance leads to a long kick from Ahmed Hadzic, but QPR back on the ball. And Berga and Ahmed Hadzic trying to put a little bit of pressure on them on the near sideline.
I really think their pitch is really bare. Because you can tell by like, you know, because it seems like we're the same camera angle as
Yeah.
Blackpool,
Top
where we're
down.
looking straight down, and they just zoomed in, and it looks like it's just bare. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Anybody in the chat ever been to QPR? I don't know what it's called. Cayenne Prince Stadium. Can you tell me in mid January is the pitch already bare? Do they have terrible groundsmen?
I'd say Blades do have the ball on the far side now. Billy Sharp with it, trying to do a little bit of hold up play. Looks like it goes out for a Blades throw. Um, but yeah, just I think that the right along the edge looks like they've really stamped it down a bit. Um,
Yeah.
so, and the floodlights shining as they are right now as the cross comes in, but is deflected out for a corner, I think. So it should be the Blades' first corner of the match. We'll see who steps up to take this, either Tommy Doyle or Ollie Norwood. But
Wayne, I don't think it's called Loftus Road anymore. I think it's called the Cayenne Prince Stadium. It used to be Loftus Road. That's what I know it is, but I just they've
like the
changed
pet,
these grounds change their names every 15 days because they get bought out.
cross comes in from the corner, and Dieng is able to get up and collect that one. Looking for the quick pass, but not on. So elects for a kick, but it does not get past Kieran Clark or John Egan.
Oh,
And the
damn
ball
it.
into the box. Billy Sharp is not able to time that bounce properly with his run, and it goes past him for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's I thought it was going to bounce to the skipper. I mean, that was a terrible outlet pass by the goalkeeper Sonny Dieng, but we were able to put it back in, but it just bounced weird for the skipper, and he can never get on it.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
QPR with a dangerous chance there, ball bouncing through the middle, but luckily Wes and the defenders are smart to that, and they're able to clear it. Ball now heading back to the halfway line with number 4 Dickey on QPR, passing it back. Now a marauding run here forward from, I believe that's Dune. And the ball does go out for a Blades throw. So only so much you can do.
They played it out to nobody. Um, they played it out to absolutely no one. That was I mean, as much as we can be in control, I mean, the possession percentage has to be way in our favor right now. We just don't have any shots on goal.
Yeah. And Sander Berga taken out there, but QPR does come away with the ball. They've got it now on their left-hand side, and cross right in the edge of the box, but it is cleared out. But QPR still has it. Elias Chair trying to attack into the box. Looking now, just trying to find a good cross in, but nothing available. Some good defensive work here from the Blades with Berga, Norwood, and Njai trying to put pressure on the ball, almost winning it back, and Chair pushing it forward, but Berga collects the loose touch. Now out to Njai, running down the pitch. Looks like he's being held back there.
Sure, pulling like crazy.
Finally, the advantage being played, rather. Tommy Doyle in some space in the middle, tries to take the shot, but it is blocked by the first man. And Jai, even while being pulled back, was able to take on like 2 or 3 guys, and that's why advantage was being played. So you can see his skill on display already.
I mean, yeah, he is definitely a player playing above this level for sure.
Absolutely. Some World Cup magic still in those boots, maybe.
Yeah,
as QPR
for sure.
retaining possession again on the right-hand side, just passing it around, looking for that opportunity, but the Blades giving them none as of yet. And Norwood sticking a foot in, gets the ball, no foul called there, but the ball does end up with QPR now on the far side. And again, staunch defending from Enda Stevens and the rest of the back line here, as Kieran Clark is going to usher that out for a goal kick.
That was nothing, honestly. They I mean, it's like they're looking for buildup, but their buildup plays so slow and they're so loose with the passes that we're pressing them enough to where
as the ball is given away, QPR's got it in the middle.
No.
A shot deflected, and it goes in the back of the net.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me?
Looks like it was Elias Chair, and number 10 for QPR gets them up 1-0.
Unbelievable. Well, we've got it all to do now because now we trail inside of 15 minutes too, wasn't it? Yeah, that's about 11 minutes. Wow.
Yep. So Egan took the short goal kick, passed it right past Ollie Norwood, and Chair taking the long shot, and it deflects off of Egan, maybe his arm or a leg, but goes, and the deflection, tries to get it with either the arm or the chest. It goes past West, has no chance at it. I think West was going to get the ball if Egan doesn't touch it, but
yeah, I think so too. Well, not the start we wanted after we went and pretty much held serve at the beginning of this game. We're down a goal inside of 15 minutes.
Yep. Scott had that bad feeling and
yep,
on display already.
Says it all. It says it all.
Adrian with a good point here.
Yeah. That's oh man. It's one of those deals where Egan tried to get his body in the way, and you've seen it a million times.
Mm-hmm. Almost like, again, it was a mistake. He kicks it out, does not find Norwood. I think Norwood thought that there was somebody else who was going to get on the ball because it was so far away from him on the pass from Egan. And that put together then with the deflection off of Egan, maybe a little bit of rustiness, having to sit out a game, first game that he's missed under Heckingbottom the last time out. So trying to get back into, that match fitness, the rhythm of the game. Who knows if that's having some sort of effect on John Egan. Normally one of our best defenders, already 2 slight errors. We'll say 1.5 errors leading to that goal.
I just don't feel like there's any real, obviously we're still so early in this game. I just don't feel any pressure right now. I mean, the chat's saying just calm down. We'll come out on top, but it's just, I hate when we go behind. I'm glad it's so early and it's not late into the game.
Mm-hmm. Now, last season's match, way too early for me to be saying this, but last season's match, I think we were down 1-0 at halftime at, QPR, and we won that one 3-1. So maybe there is a 3-goal second half in store for us today, but
Yeah.
we'll see. That was a miraculous turnaround. Al
Yeah,
and
that's
Ollie
that
getting to
was one
watch
of
that
those
one in
games we
person.
needed to get into the playoff last year,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
into the playoffs.
Right. Middle of our big important run, getting us from the bottom of the table back towards the top.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are in the 15th minute now. QPR passing the ball around the back a little bit. Berga and Jai are putting some pressure on, but not able to win the ball back yet. As Chair again finding the ball on this left-hand side. He's been given a lot of time and space from Baldock and Ahmed Hodzic to operate as QPR again putting the ball in the box. Kieran Clark with the header away. And that was Joe Willock crossing it. And Chair just over. Really feeling it today.
Yeah. He's on it here. Better be lucky than good, but QPR bringing a little bit more pressure, had a shot cleared out and then a shot from distance, which was a good curling effort, but just
Yeah.
over the bar. So I'm good with that. Let's retain some possession and go again.
Absolutely. As the long ball, Baldock does get the head to it, but no one down the line, so it'll go out for the QPR throw. I guess Blade's throw. Maybe he didn't
Okay,
get the
I'll
head to
take
it.
it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Although, yeah. No, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
he's
could have
talking with
swore the ref's flag pointed for us, but again, this angle that we have down the sideline, where we're essentially on top of the halfway line and the edge of the pitch, really hard to tell. But ball in possession, and Jai passing it out wide to Baldock. A loose touch, though. It was bouncing pretty harshly, and that one goes out for a throw.
Yeah. Hopefully we could get a goal within the next 10 15 minutes, bring this thing level before halftime, and this game on in the second half. I'd like to see us turn it around before halftime, obviously take the lead, but if we can't, let's get leveled up.
Yep, and Jai called for the foul there, sticking the boot in.
I would agree with Scott with the striker in the window. Sam Surge from Forest is available. He wasn't a bad player. We just need a championship striker. And I keep going back to, and I heard this on Blades Pod, Gary Medine is that championship striker. He knows how to hold up the ball. I'm not saying we go out and sign him, but it's almost like that mold of a player is what we need in our side, especially with our striker room being so thin.
Yeah. Now, I will say that is what Ollie McBurney can do. It's just he's had this little injury thing going on for a little while. So if he gets back healthy, I mean, he had a really, really good spell at the beginning part of the season. I don't know if we need a striker or if we just need McBurney back.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be my argument.
We need depth too. We do need depth though, because you only really, if McBurney comes back, you only really have Sharp. I mean, yeah, he's reliable in spurts. Brewster's out, and then Jebo, we probably should have sent him out on loan this year. I would, as Callum says right here, Jokeresh. I love watching him play for Cove. Oh man, he is a striker, man, dude. That guy is going to be really good.
Yeah, if we didn't have 40 million pounds sunk into McBurney and Brewster, that's the guy I'd go after. But
yeah,
he's a little bit out of our price range, I think, at this point. Even if we got promoted, I don't know if we have the cash to splash on that.
Yeah,
as we're in the 19th minute now, QPR with a throw on the far side in their half. Just a little bit of back and forth, not too much happening in the match since that goal. Blades just trying to get a bit of a possession as Billy Sharp is able to win the ball into Njai, who's got some space. Back to Billy Sharp on the left-hand side, shoots, and the keeper is able to get a leg to it,
Damn it.
but it bounces out to Norwood, out wide to Stevens, back into the middle to Norwood. Shot from long distance, and Dieng,
Easy,
yep,
easy, easy, easy.
able to
I was
collect
never
that
gonna
one.
challenge Sonny Dieng. I mean, but you would like to think the skipper's one on one with the keeper here. He's definitely on sides.
Yeah.
Um, it just looked like he played the ball too far ahead, and he went to go slide it home, but Sonny Dieng closed him down.
Mm-hmm. No, a good opportunity there, and Jai had lots of options. It looked like, and I did not think Billy Sharp was one of them, and yet he
Yeah,
somehow found that pass with Billy in acres of space, and a very very decent effort from the skipper. So
yeah.
it's QPR now. Dykes in the middle with the ball, number 9 for QPR, takes it, and it does take a touch off of Baldock, so it'll be out for a QPR corner. Um, they are not letting up either. It is definitely a little back and forth right now.
Here it is. Let's welcome Scott to the show.
Yes, Scott.
Missing that tad of pace. He is what, 34, 35 years old? I mean, come on. I'm almost his age. I probably couldn't run as fast as he runs.
No, that's fair. He's still an athlete. Like that man takes care of his
Yeah,
body. But
yeah. He has a
yeah,
couple. He probably crushes a few Budweisers here and there.
yeah. Unlike a Tom Brady of American football, there's no real position in football, maybe other than goalkeeper, where you can really be old and slow and still have an
Right,
impact on the game.
right. Um, hot take that I'm going to throw out here. I think the Blades need another keeper.
Hmm.
Wes has been shaky over the last, I don't know, month, and I wonder if and I'll leave this up to the chat. What do you guys think about another keeper to actually challenge Wes? Because I don't think Davies isn't getting anywhere near the side. We all know that. So if we open it up to bringing another, almost like a middle of the road Premier League keeper to challenge him and push him and maybe humble him a little bit and maybe drop him a couple of games, does that increase his game? And then, only bring in a keeper for the loan for the rest of the year and see what happens. I don't know, man. I don't
I
know.
I think I'm more in agreement with Simon. I don't think it's nonsense, but like this goal, no way it's Wes's fault as he collects the shot from long distance here. Um, but yeah, I see what you're saying. There have definitely been a few more shaky moments, but I think some of those are more due to the defense than necessarily Wes.
True.
I think. Ooh, here's a good shout. I will agree with Adrian. I would love to see Dean Henderson back. I think him at Forest is it's been pretty good, but I feel like we could do just as good of a job with him. So maybe after this loan at Nottingham Forest this season for Dean Henderson, maybe if we get promoted, maybe he can be brought in full time to Sheffield United. A full, complete the circle back to the days of yore. But
Yeah.
I don't know about this season though, Chad. I don't know if
I
that's
don't.
in the cards
I
for the
got I
January
got on
transfer
that
window.
kick. I got on that kick just to just as a loan, and it says something that we're talking about goalkeepers on loan that the game has gone basically to being watching paint dry. But no, I was just curious what the thoughts were because he has had some issues and it'd be okay to push him a little bit, give him a little bit of chance for that number one spot.
Mm-hmm. So ball is passed all the way back to Wes Fodderingham right now on the 24th minute of the match. QPR is leading 1-0. For those of you who weren't here when that happened, it was a bad pass out from the back off a goal kick by John Egan. Missed Norwood completely as the ball dangerously bouncing across the front. Dyke's not able to get onto that. So it should be another goal kick. But John Egan misses the pass to Norwood. QPR picks it up. Elias Chair with the long range shot outside the box. And again, a deflection off of the chest or arm of Egan. We're not really sure. Maybe his shoulder puts it past Wes Fotheringham. So QPR up 1-0. Neither team really getting a foothold into this match so far. The Blades have had one or two chances. A Billy Sharp shot that was blocked by Sonny Dieng from QPR. And QPR not really had too much after their goal yet. So still an open match, still anybody's game to win here as QPR trying to attack down the right-hand side, far side of the pitch. As Kieran Clark stepping in to defend here against Tyler Roberts, crawling on the ground as he slipped there. Ball back to the center. Elias Chair's shot blocked.
Oh, wow.
And it's out for a corner. That could have been dead.
Yeah, I mean, Kieran Clark, he tripped over like the 18-yard box line.
Yep.
And that was it. He went down. He went down. And then it took a deflection back in, and Chair couldn't get the ball to settle, or it would have been 2-0 because he would have blown that right past Wes. 100%.
Yeah. Sander kind of trying to side foot it out of the box right into Chair's chest. Chair shoots it, and Sander, luckily, getting the block and putting it out for a corner. So nice job from Berger there as the corner comes in, and Sheffield United the first head to it as Njai is fouled. Yep, that's an easy one.
Yeah, he would have been off to the races though.
Yep.
If he doesn't get pulled back, that ball bounced perfect for him to take off, and he turned around his man, but he was, I mean, he's got both arms around him, just dragging him. Yeah.
Yep.
Good foul.
Yep.
So it's been about 15 minutes since we conceded one opportunity, nothing really else doing from the Blades, here and there, but nothing. I figured by now we've grown more into the game and started to turn the screw a bit and ask more questions of their defense, and maybe had a few more chances. Maybe one of it slid over the line, but not to be right now.
Mm-hmm. And the ball is out on the far side for a Blades throw, but Wes has gone down, needing the medical staff to come on. So maybe you get your wish.
Curse here.
Maybe you get your wish.
I apologize to everyone out there.
There is Adam Davies, the Welshman, warming up. Bummed to see he didn't get a shot in net for Wales at the World Cup. I would have thought he was their number 2, but I guess he was 3rd or 4th down on the pecking order, so didn't get an appearance, but might get one here today as Wes is down, looking like his ankle, the right ankle is being attended to. So
sorry, guys. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean for him to get hurt. I just wanted to get a little bit of challenge at the goalkeeper spot. Now it looks like Adam Davies will have to come in. Hopefully not. Hopefully he's able to continue. Maybe get to halftime.
Yep.
And then we can shoot him up with pain meds, and then he won't be able to feel his ankle and just be out there just kicking people.
Well, that is a little dangerous as he's left-footed. So that right foot is his plant foot. So every time he goes for the long kick, he's going to be feeling that, or not feeling it, rather. But yeah, there's a.
Are they trying? They're showing the replay, but
yeah,
did he get hurt? No, he didn't get hurt there.
I'll say that was a while ago. It was almost 20 minutes back when the goal happened. So, yeah, just showing the goal again. Wes looked like he was going to be able to get to it, but the deflection off of Egan puts it around him. So we'll see Wes moving forward if he stays in this match, if the ankle keeps bothering him or not. But as of now, the Blades do have the throw in on the far side as we're in the 29th minute. Enda Stevens looking like he's trying to find the pass to Tommy Doyle, whose side foot flicks it out. Berga able to get to that deflection first, but not able to get it to a Sheffield United player, as it is now on the near side. Still, I'm thinking that's Blades throw in? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. I just saw him raise the flag up. Yeah.
I'm not trusting myself now with the linesman in that position on if it's ours or theirs.
Yeah.
But ball is back in play as Njai trying to get past his man. Again, deflected out for another Blades throw. Looks like he was thinking about taking it quickly, but Baldock is going to slow it down a little bit here. As you can tell, it's quite chilly there. The breath
yeah, it
very,
is.
very visible.
70, almost 70 degrees here. Oh, wow. 70 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yep. And another Blades throw. So
we've only moved like 3 feet in the last 45 seconds.
There's 3 feet up, 2 feet back. I think we're basically the same spot as Ahmed Hodzic trying to be a little
that's going to be it.
Tricky there, but I think either
yeah,
a foul or it goes back for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think you're going to call it a foul because he went high boot. But see, I don't understand that. I never understand that. He's going for it, but the dude's putting his head in there. Why does it go to the foul because of the high boot? Never makes any sense to me.
Yep. Now, certainly one of those questions that always perplexed me as QPR is sending the ball long again. Ball still bouncing around. Dykes trying to control it. And the number 9 for QPR does manage to win the throw in on the side. Ball's back to the middle now. No shot opportunities there for Joe Willock. So instead back to Paul. Now out to Chair. The overlapping run. But Chair choosing to take it alone, crosses it right off of George Baldock's face and out for another throw.
Yeah, it didn't look like it felt good. Bet you it hurts really bad when it's cold out too.
Yeah. Not a fun feeling, even in the best of weather. As the long cross comes in, Kieran Clark was able to get ahead to it, but number 2, the right back for QPR, was able to win the ball and off of Sanderberg's foot, out for another corner for QPR.
Oh, man. I just don't like when they're down at this end. They're just, they really haven't done anything to, worry us and trouble us, aside from the deflected goal. They've had, one other chance?
Yeah.
But it only takes one, and they're up 2-0.
Yep. And United have been pretty solid from set pieces yet so far this season, but we did let in a set piece goal 1 or 2 games ago as the ball comes in from the corner, but a foul already called on QPR, so it'll be a free kick inside the box for Wes.
Yeah, it looked like there was a bunch of group dancing going on. There was a lot of seesawing back and forth going on in the box.
Yep. All right, Norwood trying the long ball, but not able to reach a Sheffield United player. Looks like it was out for a Blades throw there, but I think it was given to QPR.
Why are we wasting time? Just give the ball to him, Baldock. Come on.
And that
was a short pass.
Yeah. Keeper, all he can do is kick it out for a throw in, but Billy Sharp almost able to get to there. Maybe again, if he had that the extra few clicks of pace in the boots still, he might have been able to trouble the keeper a bit more there. But
Scott, say something slamming Billy Sharp how he's slower than Turtles walk. Because we need a goal because he could have been on that. If it was 3 or 4 years earlier, he would have been on that. Check this out. Yep. Unacceptable from United. Oh, man. We're only 8 points clear at the moment. Oh,
man. Got to find the positive in it all, you know?
Exactly. For you guys in chat row, remember, hit the like button, subscribe really quick, and follow and listen to our podcast and the Chef United Way. Our podcast, Red Half of Sheffield. Robert sometimes makes a guest appearance on there. And if you feel so willing, drop us a donation to help pay for this website and all this YouTube stuff and everything that's over my head.
Oh, is that why they call it overhead costs? Because somebody else above you in the org structure deals with it? That makes sense. As the long shot, taking a bit of a bounce and it does deflect off of a Blades player. Again, Chair with the long attempts on goal, and it looks like he's going to take the corner as well.
QPR just, well, I don't think we've seen their goalkeeper in a while.
Yeah, no, Blades have not been able to get the ball into the box on the attacking end in quite a bit of time. But at the same time, QPR not had anything too dangerous, just quite a few set pieces and some possession down on this end of the pitch as a wild swing there. But Joe Willock able to cross the ball back in. Luckily, a clearance from the Blades. Not quite out of their half yet as Tommy Doyle finds Njai, and he's got some space.
Go on. Oh, God. Where's his brothers at?
Fulham here.
Where's his brothers at?
And the ball is going to be out for a throw-in for the Blades. Wow.
Where was his help at?
But Sander Berge still in the middle of the box with the ball. Going to be out for a Blades throw on the near side now. This is looking promising.
Yeah. I mean, all it started was from a corner. You know, QPR wanted that foul, and that would have been the softest foul ever. And then we won it, and Doyle won it, and we were off to the races and died. But it's just there was one man back, and then the cavalry for QPR kept closing. And I was like, where's a red and white shirt? Are they all just standing down at the other end? Didn't make any sense. We need a little help the brother out, man.
Yeah, I like this comment, missing McAtee, because that's free kicks, corners, and Njai and McAtee have connected 2 games in a row from a corner. Advantage being played now, and it looks like Baldock trying to find a pass. It goes back to Ahmed Hadzic.
Something with it.
And the long shot, just wide from Enda Stevens. Not necessarily the player you want.
Of everybody on the pitch, we've got Enda Stevens taking the shot. What a bad shot, though. I mean, it was miles wide, probably in the end, but Baldock.
Yeah, he could have taken that first time. Sander Berge, if he had taken the initial pass that Njai won, found the Sander with the pass. If he takes it first time instead of taking that touch, kind of drag back touch, there was an opportunity there. As Sander again winning the ball, some good play from United here on the 37th minute. Looks like it's out for a Blades throw, maybe. Nope, a QPR throw. Unlucky bounces there, but much better from Sheffield United right now as Joe Willock running down the right-hand side, or left-hand side, rather.
Oh, man, Robert, you are not going to be happy with this when I tell you this. Mississippi State just won the game against Illinois on a game-ending lateral.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Sorry about that, buddy.
Yeah, it's okay. That's why we turned the live stream on here while we're doing the watch along, so I don't have to worry about college sports right now. I can ignore if it goes all wrong, but that's okay.
And now the Blades are back to giving away. I would agree with this, Simon. George, too many touches. Baldock, that's 2 opportunities he had in this game, and he's passed both of them up. Am I not wrong? He had one earlier in the game that he came in off the wing, and he just passed it and didn't even shoot. I don't know why.
Yeah, but we haven't seen too many goals over the years from Baldock. And
Wes. Did he step out of the box? Is he gone?
I think that's going to be a yellow card for grabbing the ball outside the box, although it looked like this is not going to be the right angle for us to see.
His foot goes on the line. Oh, no.
Unfortunately, there is no VAR in the championship, so we won't be able to see. And the way Wes grabbed it, his hands were out, but I don't think he touched it until the ball had crossed the line. But because his back's to the ref and the ref sees his foot over the line, the ball's behind his body. I can't blame the ref for not calling something there. Wes did not really give the opportunity for the ref to see that he got the ball cleanly. But a dangerous, dangerous spot to be conceding a free kick now, right on the edge of the
Yeah.
box. Elias Chair, the Moroccan international, going to be taking this one. He's already scored one today. Not quite the range or the area that you want to attack the goal directly, but man, it is dangerous as it comes in, meets ahead. Hard to tell who that was off of, if
I
it was Blades or QPR, but it is out for a QPR throw.
I thought he was gonna go near post too with that cross. I was like, man, we're giving him too much respect.
Mm-hmm. And Blades still trying to defend here. Chair taking on George Baldock, does get a pass into the middle. It deflects out, and Kieran Clark doing a great job getting a foot in there. That was going to be looked like one of the center backs for QPR, still hanging out at the edge of the area.
Yeah, that couple nervy moments here for the Blades. Really nervy.
But Tommy Doyle now on the ball for Sheffield United. A long ball over the top, not quite reaching in Jai. And now Chair again on the ball. Very, very back and forth. Let's see how Ahmed Hadzic does defending this. Forces him inside and out. Not really giving him too much space, so does offer it back to the left back, Paul. And now attacking into the box, and a corner is given.
Oh,
Again.
that looked like it came off of Elias Chair or Elias Chair, but I guess we're going to show the No, this is going to be the effort that was cleared by Kieran Clark, but yeah, I don't know, man. We're struggling at the back a little bit. I wouldn't think one game would have that much of an influence on us, but clearly I was wrong.
Yeah, and I saw something earlier. Someone pointing out that Elias Chair, having been away for the World Cup with Morocco, and due to their deep run, this is one of his first few games back for QPR. So they might be feeling that impact, the same that we were feeling Iliman and Jai coming back from the World Cup. They might have a little bit of that Qatari magic going on. Or Moroccan magic. I missed the alliteration right there. It was right there in front of me. But the long ball cleared out for a Blades throw in the QPR half. So at least a little bit of a release of the pressure on the defense there, as Njai looking to take on multiple men again. Does lose the ball this time.
One thing too, it doesn't look like we're getting back down in numbers either. When we get the ball up towards their end of the pitch, it's like there's no one up there. It's like in die, and then here comes Sharp, and then where's everybody else?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we're playing like really defensive.
Yeah, and I think that might be a little bit of the Tommy Doyle for James McAtee switch, because McAtee definitely a more attacking midfielder than Tommy Doyle. I think Doyle is a little bit more comfortable sitting back and being a bit more of a facilitator. And with Doyle not making the same types of runs that McAtee would, that might be affecting the transition play. And if Berga's having to come back and defend constantly, he's not up there to be, involving himself in the attack as well. So all of those little things start to add up, and it's really easy to see why the Blades are, keep giving the ball away here as Chair again on it, but that is a poor touch from him. So it'll be a Blades throw.
Yeah, it's like who came up and almost scared him, and the ball ran out of play.
Yep.
But as we're closing in at halftime, put your guys' what you guys would do, any changes, tactics, what you would do if you were Paul Heckingbottom in with the Blades side and to kind of turn this deficit around into a winning formula. I wouldn't change anything at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Leave the side the same, and then wait. But I don't really know. Couple subs, that's about it.
Yeah. So we are almost right on 44 minutes here. So 1 minute plus stoppage time left in this first half. as QPR still leading 1-0. Blades haven't had too many good chances. QPR had a lot more possession in the latter parts of this half, as I think, the stat has swung back earlier. Right before the QPR goal, it was heavily in favor of Sheffield United. Now it is 53 to 46 in favor of QPR. So the possession, the stats have definitely swung in their favor. And questions are going to be asked of the team by Paul Heckingbottom at halftime.
Yeah, for sure. Scott mentioned it. Get to halftime down 1 and go again in the second half. Yeah, I would agree with that. If we try and get level, but don't concede. We don't need to concede another one right before half.
Yep. Yeah, we got to not keep giving the ball away like this. This is 2 in a row now where we've given the ball away easy. Tommy Doyle committing the foul right on the edge of the center circle.
Probably a yellow card. No card.
That's a
but
I think staying in the pocket, but
we just can't complete a pass. It's like we forgot how to do it or something. Update in the Winter Classic, still 0-0, or as we say in America, 0-0.
Let's say who's playing in that this year?
I think it's Boston and Pittsburgh. I know they're playing at Fenway Park.
Black and yellow versus black and yellow.
Yes.
Talk about kit clash.
Yeah, right. 2 minutes at a time. We're almost halfway through that already.
Yep. QPR recycling possession in the back. I think they're probably content as well to go into half with the lead, not trying to try anything too crazy to accidentally concede as well. So 1 minute to go of stoppage time in the first half. A QPR throw on the left-hand side. Showing Ahmed Hodzic here, our Bosnian.
A wicked snot rocket.
Yeah.
Wicked snot rocket.
Yep. The Bosnian signee at the beginning of this season, central defender, though he could honestly play a mean midfield or wing. He's got that much talent and definitely has had a positive effect on the Blades so far this season. But can he affect the game today is the question. As the ball bouncing to Berga at midfield, he's cleared out. Enda Stevens looking for a pass. Only about 15 seconds left in the half. The referee checks his watch. And ball out wide to Ahmed Hodzic now. Can the Blades get one more attack in here before the end of the half? No, they cannot. Whistle goes for halftime. So it is QPR 1, Sheffield United 0-0 into halftime. John Egan with the 1.5 mistakes at the back, costing us the goal. And Elias Chair, the Moroccan international for QPR, with the long strike right on the edge of the area, giving QPR the lead.
Yeah. I don't know. It was we started the brighter side to start the first half. And then we went behind with the goal. And since then, I think we've been second best, honestly. We really hadn't had much to do. Had the one shot. Other than that, I think QPR's been better. Honestly.
Yep. And I think, as we've pointed out, probably a little bit of missing McAtee in the midfield. Tommy Doyle, I think, is great, but you have too many players of a similar style with Tommy Doyle, Norwood, and Berga on. I would rather see McAtee on for either Doyle or Sander Berga at this point. Get a bit more attacking, bit more on the front foot. We're going to need that in the second half now, being down 1 goal. But we did it last year, right? We came back 1-3-1 on the road at QPR. So definitely not impossible for the Sheffield United players.
Not impossible. I will be back in about 17 seconds. My head feels like it's about to blow off, so I will be back in about 17 seconds, Robert. Entertain the world while I will be gone.
Okay. we're counting down here. When that clock hits 4 minutes, then Chad has to be back. But put in the comments where you guys are watching from. Always exciting to see the international following that Sheffield United has. Obviously, Chad and I are from the United States, the East Coast specifically, but I know we've got folks watching all over the world. So drop it in the comments right now. Where you guys are watching from. And if you guys have any other sport updates that you want to provide us, Simon, Purdue losing 49-0 against LSU. That's a big blowout in American college football bowl game. But let's see. We got watching from Chesterfield. Awesome. Love to see that. Johnny, born in Cambodia. See, how did you start following Burnley, Johnny? I don't get this, but cool to have you obviously back for another stream. Let's see. We've got 0 Cent Soldier from Manchester. Adriano watching from Montreal. Chris is watching from Boston, so he could give us an update on the Winter Classic.
He might be at the Winter
Ilmaz.
Classic.
Mr. Ilmaz is watching from Turkey. Really cool to have you on the stream as well. RML11 watching from Scotland. Hey, you know what? The betting scene in sports right now is absolutely wild, and I don't blame anybody for trying to get in on that, and definitely watching teams from all over the place for that reason. Andy Loves Bacon watching from Manchester.
A good name.
Portland, Oregon is watching from Portland, Oregon. What? Who'd have
Portland
thought?
Lade, of course. It only makes sense.
All right, now, Luca, are you watching from boring Sheffield, or are you saying that Sheffield United has been boring? Because I think both are accurate so far.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Surprise, surprise. Dublin Blade watching from Ireland.
Never
and of course,
there
is the score update. Pittsburgh is up 1-0 in the Winter Classic. My wife went to school in Pittsburgh, so she's a little bit of a Penguins fan. And my cousin, dear cousin Nick, he's not watching this, but he's a huge hockey fan, big Boston Bruins fan, so he will be not as happy as her. So, Jim, watching from Provo, Utah. My folks live out in Utah, north of Salt Lake City, though, so not quite as far south as Provo. I think my folks are watching tonight, though, which is why, we've got this whole international feel to the stream. I'm being a little bit more educational because I know my parents do not know football as well as we do.
Yeah, it's crazy to see how many people from all over the world are watching this stream and watching the Blades, and I don't know why the ticker is still going. I forgot to take that down. We're 6 minutes into halftime. There's Johnny. I didn't know where Johnny went. I was gonna say he's
you missed it.
Yeah.
So Johnny's from Cambodia, but he moved to Burnley, and therefore is a fan of the Burnley football team. So, but we can chat Sheffield United a little bit. So any changes you would make at this point, Chad? If
not right now. I'd stick it out, and just kind of roll with what we got for the next, 15, 20 minutes. That's usually what we do anyway. We wait until about the 70th minute, and then there's no Cadra on the bench, so we can't throw him on for 3 to 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be the same. Everybody's clamoring for, even Johnny's clamoring for McAtee to come in. I think that needs to be a change, as far as the striking position. Do we give the skipper a run out? Because we have Saturday, we got the FA Cup against Millwall. Back down in London. I don't know if we start Jebo in that game on Saturday. I probably do, because it is Millwall.
Yeah.
And it's a cup game, and honestly, who really cares? So I just leave the skipper up there, maybe put Jebo on at the end if we're still trailing to get to get a goal, but he hasn't really shown me anything, and we really haven't given him a proper run out either.
Yeah. Now that's absolutely fair. I think the striker question is going to plague us for a little while until we can get Ollie McBurney back. And even further than you were saying earlier in the match about maybe signing a striker in the January transfer window. But certainly whether or not we keep Billy Sharp on for the whole match or if we bring Jebison on, I think Jebison starting on Saturday is a good shout, and definitely need a little bit more attacking oomph. I would put on McAtee. I like what Jim's saying. McAtee on at the beginning of the half because he is the Salford Silva. He will score. He's scored in a few games in a row now. Ilman and Jai getting some assists. So definitely we're missing that, what he brings to the table in the attacking portion of our play. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, what I just put up there from Scott, I mean, it's very possible, but he's been in really good form over the last, I don't know, I guess I'm going to stop saying for the whole season. I'm going to say the World Cup is when we really started our season. But since coming back from the World Cup, McAtee has been at a different pace. And I guess you could see that building up before we went on the international break. And I guess he's almost carried it through to our games. And against not so good opponents, we really, like I said at the top of the show, we really haven't played the best of the best in this league. We played the bottom feeders, kind of.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's a thing, QPR is about middle of the road. But is it one of those deals where QPR is a better side? They know how to handle him and they kind of bottle him up, and he has a game like Luton. I don't know. Only time will tell, but he's probably going to be one of the subs that's going to be made.
Yeah. No, definitely need to see. I think he gets in this game, whether or not it's right at the start of the second half or 10, 15 minutes in. But we will see. This will be a good chance for him to show what he can do against a better side. He's played well so far, like you said, back from the World Cup, but we haven't played good teams apart from Coventry, and even Coventry, like that game I think was a bit of a lopsided affair anyway. So when you're up that much, you don't need to be playing that well to have a good impact on it. So
yeah, that's why I popped up that Dublin Blade question. He did ask when we were talking about what we need in January, and he was like, he mentioned Josh Sargent, the American ties. What's it going to do for us if we were to, put a bid in for him and have one accepted if we went up and Norwich didn't? And it doesn't really look like Norwich are it doesn't look like Norwich are in that position right now. I mean, I've watched Sargent a few times, when they haven't been playing the Blades, and he's looked good. The whole thing is, and it's like almost like a running American thing, because the whole thing is I'm not a big fan of Pulisic at Chelsea. Every time you turn around, he's hurt. It almost seems like Josh Sargent almost is right on the same path. Every time you kind of turn around, he's injured as well. So, I mean, I'd like to take a flyer on him if we can get him for a steal. See what he's got. I mean, he didn't perform too bad at the end of the Prem last year.
No, I think Sargent for me, and this is fresh in my mind because I just watched the tail end of the Norwich City Watford match earlier. Watford winning that one late on, so they're still in the hunt. I think sitting in fourth right now in the table, but it bumped Watford all the way down. So, but no, Sargent had a really good impact on that match, and it was. I just don't know if he's a striker. I think he's more of a player in the ilk of Ilman and Jai, where he's going to be creative. He's going to drop deep, get the ball, dribble past a few guys, create an opportunity. He can get on the end of some, but he is more of an attacking midfielder, winger type than he is a true out and out striker. And so that's the question of, do we want a true number 9, a pure striker like Billy Sharp, like Ollie McBurney, I would say is one of those. Other names that we've mentioned today, Timo Pukki, Gyökeres at Coventry. Those are players who I think we may want to be going after as Sheffield United
Mhm.
if we
Yep.
get up to the Prem. But I still think there's a place for Josh Sargent in the side. I think Josh Sargent deserves to be playing in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Maybe not at a top club, but definitely at a team in the Premier League. So, but he's not quite a striker from what I've seen of him. And
Mhm.
even with the U.S. national team, he plays up top as the number 9 occasionally. And when he does, the goals don't happen for the U.S. They kind of
Yeah.
dry up, and it's a lot of creativity. But he is not the main striker in any side.
Yeah. And you know, like a lot of these players, like Stewart says, we're not signing anyone because it's like the whole thing with the club being if we truly are up for sale and we do have a like a bid in and somebody wants to buy us, it's more to Scott's point, he just put in, you know, it's going to be it would have to be a loan because the
Mhm.
Prince is going to let the cash go when he's on the way out. Like, see, ya, here's wait, here's 20 million to sign somebody. No, he's not going to do that. So
Yeah.
whatever it's going to be, it's going to be a loan player. Whatever players we bring in January, if any, it's all going to be loans. It's not going to be, maybe with an option to buy after the season, saying like we go up, kind of like Cadra. We have ties to him. If we were to go up, it would be our option to sign him. Now we're not probably going to do that because he hasn't played much for us. But I don't know. It's one of those deals. Maybe we loan to sign at the end of the season based on where we are.
Yeah. No, definitely the takeover, potential takeover. Obviously, it's still early days on if that is happening or not. We don't know anything more than the rest of you guys, so it definitely will affect the whole January transfer window. But I like what you're saying, Chad. I think it's going to be, if anything, it'll be a loan uh, for a player, and it's at this point, what position do you want to provide some depth for? Because I don't know if there's really a starter out on the loan market at this point in the
Mhm.
season. Um, I haven't scoured the Premier League rosters in a little while to see who's available, who we could bring down. I know someone earlier mentioned Sam Surridge, and watched him a little bit in Nottingham Forest's draw yesterday um, against Chelsea, but still, there's probably some players if we want to go more attacking or if we want to go kind of bolster the defense or the midfield at this point,
Yeah, no, I
but
would
not
agree.
goalkeeper. I don't. We're not gonna. We're not dipping our toe
I
in
just
that.
I had it. I just got it. It just came to me out of nowhere the other day. I was just like, you know what? With the issues, and I mean, he hasn't had many issues, but like it, I don't. I just really don't know, honestly,
Hmm.
because just to give more competition, I don't think Davies is giving Wes enough competition to where if we went up, we would have to buy or loan another keeper like Hendo. I wouldn't have confidence enough in West to be our number one going into a Prem season next year.
That's fair.
Honestly,
I think after last season's performance, yes, he could be a
yes,
starter
of
in the Premier
course,
League, but
of course.
he's definitely, you see kind of more of the humanity, right? He's not the invincible superhero keeper he was last season once he won the starting job. Um, but at that point, I would also argue that, like, maybe as the team in general, no one's really had to play 100% yet, especially coming back from the World Cup. So any of the goals we have
Yeah,
allowed in, more of a team lack of effort than necessarily Wes being, past it. But it does look like, as the feed is coming back on, we're going to get a change at left center back. Jack Robinson coming on for Kieran Clark. Did
huh?
not expect that. So maybe a bit of an injury for Kieran Clark. So,
Yeah.
ooh, what what are your thoughts on that?
Um, not good because considering Kieran Clark saved us off the line a couple of times in the first half.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got to be an injury. That's the only reason I can see that coming in. I don't. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Now we got our. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't get that one. Obviously, it'll be something we'll find out after the match, but it's clearly got to be
Yep.
an injury.
All right. Well,
Damn, I
we are.
missed it again. We're gonna be a couple of seconds behind, folks, but we're right on top.
Yep. So we are underway. About 15 seconds, so maybe 10 seconds off the timer you're seeing on. If you want to sync up with us, QPR does have a quick early throw in on the near side. So now attacking from left to right. Sheffield United attacking from right to left, and it is still 1-0. If you missed the first half, Elias Chair scoring from the outside of the box on the 11th minute, took a deflection off of John Egan as another shot coming in that took a deflection. So it'll be out for a corner. That one was from Lyndon Dykes. So again, QPR starting off on the front foot.
Yeah, a deflection off of Egan, and we're already called into defense again. You know, we're gonna have to defend this corner, and it seems like we had to defend a bunch in the first half.
Yep.
So hopefully this doesn't continue.
Yep, and the corner coming in, Sheffield United first to it, but it went straight up. Wes was not able to get to it.
What are you
But it
doing?
was luckily cleared out, and ball does land back with QPR. So again, Chair on the ball, attacking at Norwood and Baldock here on the far side now. And Sanderberga does step in, intercept the pass. You've got Ilman Ajay running through the middle, looking for an option. There's Tommy Doyle on the near side, attacking down the left for Sheffield United. Finds Enda Stevens, who holds it up and passing it back now for Jack Robinson, getting his first touches of the half as Tommy Doyle tries to cross it in, but it goes out for a long throw, maybe from Jackie Long throw.
Yeah, there's Mr. Long throw over there. Mr. Long throws approaching the ball.
Might as well at this point. He is that's one of his better traits in one way that he can affect the game, despite the occasional mistake or error at the back of the game.
He just told the QPR guy, "Don't touch me."
Yeah. So long throw does go in the box, but it meets a QPR head, lands back out to Jack Robinson. A low cross just over everybody's head as Tommy Doyle gets it back in from Norwood, and Ahmed Hodzic and the keeper collide. I'm thinking a foul is going to be called on Ahmed Hodzic, but the play is stopped for a potential head injury for either of them. But it looked like the ref was going to give the free kick the way of QPR. But
yeah, that was a rough collision there. I mean, obviously, Anel was going for the ball and trying to head it back on, and then Sonny Dieng, they just kind of collided. It didn't. Oh yeah, it does. It does look. It looks worse in full speed motion, but when you slow it down, you definitely see that they collide. So this could be we could be looking at about 25, 30 minutes of added time at the end of the second half here.
more like a World Cup match. Obviously, the World Cup had awesome amounts of stoppage time, any little thing. But both players being checked right now. Medical staff for Sheffield United, Ahmed Hodzic is standing up, doing a little bit of a concussion check, I'm guessing. But if we do have to make another substitution right away for another defender, that leaves a back line of Chris Basham, John Egan, and Jack Robinson potentially.
Ooh,
Blades.
Are we back in the Prem? Was that back line?
I know, but not the good Prem season.
No, that's the bad Prem season. Golly. Yeah. Good to see Anel up on his feet. Good to see Sonny Yang back up on his feet. Thumbs up, so everything's good. They'll probably make him come out. And he'll be back in. Oh, man. That was we can't afford to lose him.
Yep.
We go again.
So hopefully both players are okay moving forward. But it will be a free kick for QPR right on the almost on the stroke of 50 minutes. And Sonny Dieng will take this one inside the penalty area. So we're long ball now. QPR collects it. Intercepted little poke there, and now Wes is collided into, and obviously the free kick is going to be given.
Well, I
Lyndon
would
Dykes
hope so.
bumping right into him. And if you give it one way, you got to give it the other.
Oh, of course, yeah. You've got to. I mean, he got. Yeah, it wasn't as bad as what happened at the other end, but still, nonetheless.
Yeah, led with
Dykes
the
looks like
knee.
a dude. The dude looks like he's. You wouldn't want to see him in the back alley, man. He's all tatted up. He looks like he's a rough one, man.
Yeah, as the Blades are struggling to get it out of the half,
Man.
but do manage to find Enda Stevens looking for the pass down the sideline there. Billy Sharp cutting it inside, finds Sander Berga. Ooh, tried the quick first time 1-2 with Billy, but rolled through everybody and is now rolling back to Wes. So him and Egan on the ball, now out to Norwood. And Blades try attacking down the right-hand side, and Jai not quite able to get on the ball, and Dieng able to clear it long.
Yeah, I mean, it almost feels like they've got the clamps on Ndai a little bit.
Yeah, it's honestly just throwing more people at him, like kind of closing him off, trying to step in front of his path, and just not giving him any room to operate. And teams so far this season haven't been doing that, and they've been paying the price. So QPR, I think, may have been finding a little bit more success because of that. But even then, Njai's still putting the turn on players, finding the pass and everything. As QPR now with the ball on the near side, long up top to Tyler Roberts, and foot in, but only out as far as looked like chair maybe. And Joe Willock on the far side, shot very, very wide.
That was always rising.
Yep.
That was always rising. Yeah, I mean, but they've been the more dangerous side. We really haven't had anything going on, honestly.
Yep, not the start out of the gates that Sheffield United would have wanted. We did get some early pressure, but immediately, because of the two collisions between goalkeepers, and already given away the ball, foul called as Chair goes down, grabbing the ankle.
And the game is going to slow way down now because QPR is going to make it to where they want it, to slow it down and them control it where right here. Scott just sent this, no pace to break up. Yep, exactly. It's like when Ndai gets the ball, there's nobody else to help him out, and that's it. And that's where our attack gets stifled.
Yeah. And honestly, that McAtee can provide that, as we saw in those multiple goals from corners that we've had the last couple games. And wow, that was a close opportunity there for QPR. Robert Dickey, the defender, getting up there on that free kick and looked like it bounced off his leg, but passed the goal on to the right. So immediately, though, QPR back on the ball from the Sheffield United clearance, and already past Enda Stevens. The shot deflects off the backside of Lyndon Dykes for a Blades goal kick.
I mean, we like when Wes let the ball out of the back, we one touch, two touch, back heel, no one's even there, just give him the ball back. I mean, I really don't understand our play right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like you've said time and time again, we just can't get a hold of the ball for more than 2 seconds.
Yep. So a little bit of head tennis there. Ball lands back with Sonny Dieng in the QPR penalty area. And that last one from QPR was right back K, number 2. And he had a really good run, just turned Stevens around like he wasn't even there.
Mm-hmm.
So again, maybe a little bit of the end of Stevens, Jack Robinson connection that we don't like to see.
Yeah, right.
Hopefully the two of them can solidify it going forward here, as we're just past 55 minutes in the match. Anel intercepting that pass, but can't find a Blades player. But it will be a Blades throw on the far side, just into the QPR half.
Oh man, we've got to do something. We've got to do something, Robert. What are we gonna do? We're trailing. No signs of life from this Blades side.
I think
Might be
it's
a game too many.
substitution o'clock.
You would like to think we've only played 10 minutes, so for nothing to have happened in that 10 minutes for us
Mm-hmm.
would lead you to believe that we need to make a couple of subs, not just one.
Yeah.
This statement right here, as we do second period 1-0 to the Pens. I would agree with that. Yeah, Stevens is for me is past it. Yeah, we do have Bogle on the bench, correct?
Yep. So
we can bring him in. McAtee would be good. Probably Adam Davies too.
keep riding this train. What does Noah call these? You get one a match. The piss
one
takes.
Piss take.
Yeah. Is this the hill you're dying on today? Goalkeeper
yeah,
chain?
I think I will. It looks like McAtee is gonna get subbed on. He just took his gloves off because they were showing lineup or formations on the, I guess it's an iPad, to what they want him to do, and it probably says put the small white thing in the back of the big white thing at the end, and then we get a W. So
yeah,
hopefully
absolutely.
he's coming on within the next 3 to 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. And before that happens, though, the Blades are trying to maintain a bit of possession here with some head tennis back and forth. There was a long ball into Billy Sharp. He wasn't able to get onto it, but it did bounce to a Sheffield United player. But now a Blades throw on the far side as we're on 57.5 minutes. And not sure they should that replay again, but
yeah,
nope,
and then
yellow card for Sam Field. That's why.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, I was like, man, that's a random replay to show.
Yep, and all the Blades players ran past the ball. That was kind of kept back, and so QPR now on it with looks like Tyler Roberts trying to make something happen in the midfield here. Nobody really stepping up for it, but Anel does eventually win it. Finds Jai, but again, immediately swallowed up. And a ball over the top. Billy Sharp is on. Ball chips the keeper and just a foot over the top of the net.
Damn.
Oh, wow. What
was that it?
What a pass. I think that might have been Norwood, and the chip just a foot or two too long from the skipper.
Yeah, great ball over the top.
Yeah, his only option there was to go for the cheeky chip.
I would have just clattered right into the goalkeeper. I would have just took him out.
Tried to win the pen, take the touch
just
sideways.
Run right straight to him. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he could have tried that, maybe a touch around, but because the ball was bouncing over his head, you know, trying to time the bounce of the ball to any type of horizontal touch, definitely a little tricky. So I can understand going for the chip, but oof, was that close.
Yeah. Yeah, if that was Norwood, that was a really, really, really good ball over the top, honestly.
Absolutely.
I think TD's coming off for McAtee.
Yep. And there it is.
Here's the first change.
59.5 minutes into this match. Tommy Doyle, not an amazing performance from him, but not awful, we'd say. He's done what he does, which is a little bit more of a defensive-minded central midfielder. Just not James McAtee. And that's what we need right now is a little bit of that Mac attack.
hopefully he can work his magic and we can level this thing up within the next 10 minutes because it's getting nervy.
Yeah. Speaking of the cheeseburgers that maybe everybody had at halftime, Big Mac, James McAtee on.
Big Mac.
Sorry, I saw that. I had to take it.
Yeah, we got to see what we could possibly do with this. We're gonna have to have some shots on target. We haven't had many of those in this game.
Yeah, only 2 shots on target so far. Does look like we are starting to at least win back a little bit more possession this half. The number at halftime for QPR was around 53. It's now to 52. So take that what you will. I just don't have the second half only stats available to me in the moment. But still nothing yet for the Blades as QPR. A really good opportunity here. Lyndon Dykes just keeping it in on the far side or not. Again,
I'm just not used to us conceding so much possession during a game and not really controlling it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dykes actually called for offsides there on that pass. So
he was.
Yep.
About
Fair
29
enough.
minutes left to go. Oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Come on, you Blades.
Yep. Passing around to the back right now between Robinson, Norwood, and Stevens. McAtee dropping deep, finding Stevens, and Billy Sharp not able to run onto that ball there. But Norwood and McAtee able to win it. And Jai now has the ball in the midfield. He's got Berga and Sharp in front of him. Finds Sharp to the left-hand side. Sharp turns his back to the goal. Finds Enda Stevens. The cross in through a bunch of legs, but is cleared. And ball still back with Stevens. Shot and deflected out wide for a corner.
Why is he shooting? How is Enda Stevens the only one shooting?
Absolutely.
How and why?
And it looked like it might have been off the elbow. Actually,
could have been a handball. He touched that ball with his hand.
Yeah. Again, no VAR, so the call on the field stands for a corner for the Blades, but that was definitely an elbow. And were there a video assistant referee, would have and could have been given for a penalty to the Blades. Jack Robinson called for a foul here, so it'll be QPR free kick in the defensive half. But wow, Enda Stevens with a couple chances there. I think even that might have even been Baldock who kind of laid off the pass to him, cutting across the front of the goal there. But hard to tell on the replay. I was more focused on the elbow than which Blades player was available to receive a pass from Stevens instead of that shot.
And then on that corner after it goes out, who does the ball fall to? It falls to Enda Stevens, and it goes right by. And
yeah, they tried the long pass to the far side, but like outside of the box. Not really sure if that's the proper tactic at this point. So again, it is QPR now with the ball on the far side in the attacking third. Trying to find the pass now through the midfield. And James McAtee, the fresh legs, much better defending now from the Blades and forcing the ball out. Should be a corner, I think, is going to be given, but I don't know if it actually took a touch.
It looked like it was going to just go out for a goal kick, but
yeah,
apparently it went out for a corner.
Yeah. So another QPR corner. I think that is 7 in the game so far for them. Yet to score from one, but definitely the more you have, the more chances you have to score from set pieces. As looked like Ahmed Hadzic was able to get that one clear, and Njai does a really nice job to get past Kake. He's got McAtee in the center, but takes it himself with the left foot. He can't get past the keeper, and it's going to be out for a corner. Sonny
He played it too far.
Great job there. And he did have McAtee. I don't know if he had a pass on. There was 3 or 4 players in between the two of them, but great job from Milliman Njai to get that breakaway. And look at that speed. There was probably the opportunity.
Yeah. Or hell, even the trailer. I think that was Sandy Barge.
Mm-hmm.
was trailing. I mean, you
Yep.
even leave it off to him.
Yep. Ball from the corner lands back to Norwood. Kept in play there on the far side, but looks like QPR has it, and they're going to try to clear it long now. So Baldock trying to collect it back to West Fotheringham. Just past 65 minutes in the match, and the McAtee substitution may be bringing the Blades a little bit more life, a little bit more pace and speed
Yeah.
on the outlet for Njai. Hasn't linked up yet, but definitely can see that option as the Blades give the ball away in the midfield again to QPR. That has been something that they need to work on moving forward. And Jack Robinson grabbing the jersey. Yeah, Joe Willock has had the number so far today of the Blades defenders. Nothing too crazy, but they've all had a little bit of issues with him and Elias Chair.
He just got turned inside out. That was not good. Not good.
I keep saying Joe Willock. It's Chris Willock.
Oh, Joe
Willock.
plays for
Who's
Arsenal,
that?
doesn't he?
Does
I
he?
think
Is
plays
that
for
why?
Arsenal.
Hold on.
He used to be a player at Arsenal.
And
man,
goal kick for Sheffield United, and he's actually a midfielder for Newcastle. But yes, he did used to play for Arsenal. Apologies to everybody. I haven't seen it in the chat, so nobody else caught it either. But yeah.
That was a free header too. If the defender didn't have his back to goal, it probably was 2-0 QPR. But he was back to goal and it headed it out of play. So Blades will have a goal kick. They're re-showing the replay of Ndai's save.
Yep. And yes, Andy, Joe Willock plays at Newcastle. Chris Willock in the attack for QPR. We'll get that right. Maybe they're brothers. So maybe it's not as far off as I thought it was.
Yeah.
So score still 1-0 to QPR as Chair again with the ball running through the midfield, a foot in from a Blades defender, and a long clear that lands at the feet of a QPR player again. But bad pass here, and maybe a break on for the Blades. Norwood finding, looks like Sander Berga on the right-hand side, gets past one player, but can't get past another.
It's just not in the cards for us today, I don't think. Just do not think it's in the cards.
Yeah. Do you see any other substitutions or changes that can be made?
Not really. We just look slow. We look slow in build-up. We can't hold the ball. Obviously, that's up to QPR frustrating us not to be able to hold the ball for more than like 4 or 5 passes. Then we give it away, and I just don't see anything.
Yep. As Enda Stevens on the ball now on the left-hand side in the attacking area. Jack Robinson coming up, getting it involved. Ball back out to Norwood, crosses it in, but it's floating past the QPR player there, and the ricochet lands, so QPR back on the attack, but a bad swing and a miss there, and a bad header from Sander Berga immediately following that opportunity. A little bit of a gift to retain possession, and we squander it right away.
Hands are going up and balls are given away, so it's a bit of what are you doing? Yep. What are you doing? I don't know. I don't see us getting anything out of this game. Mm-hmm. Honestly, right now, and there's still 22 minutes left.
Yep,
are we taking Baldock off?
Yep,
and Jebo.
Like Baldock for
Jebison.
So yeah. An very attacking change here, taking off a right back for a striker.
Really doesn't make much sense, I don't think. I don't know.
It must be a change in formation then. So we will see what this yields on the pitch as far as a formation, but maybe 4 at the back with Anel playing kind of that right back side now. As QPR have the throw in on the far side.
Yeah, a bit of a head scratcher, that one. Obviously, it's got to be a change of formation, I would imagine.
Yeah, bit of a opportunity here for QPR. They had numbers in the box, but chose to pass it back. The late cross in, landing to Kake, tries to take a shot, but slips on the edge of the box. And now, light touch doesn't quite have the pace to find McAtee there. And the header back to Wes does collect it. So the Blades now with an extra attacking player on. Can that be the difference in the match today, with Norwood dropping deep to get involved? Looking for that long pass through the middle now. Finds Njai. He has multiple options. Jebison, and the ball's just behind him. Can't quite get on it, but the Blades are going to win a throw in right about the halfway line. So already looking a little bit better. Just got to clean it up a bit.
I just don't see it, honestly. I mean, it's just like we're like a little, like one pass behind. So now we're not good enough today. I mean, you're not going to have it all the time.
Yeah, QPR has certainly brought the right game plan, which is press us from the get-go. Don't let us get any time and space on the ball all the way in the back or in the midfield. As
Jesus.
Billy Sharp is called for the foul. Weak call, but whatever.
Oh, man. I just don't get it.
You can definitely see right now the formation, even in defense, it's definitely four at the back. So you've got Enda Stevens, left back, Jack Robinson, left center back, John Egan, right center back, and Anel Ahmedhodzic is right back. Midfield is then Ollie Norwood kind of at the base of our midfield. And you've got Jebison Sharp up top with McAtee and Dye kind of at the next level. And then Berga floating in between, kind of back by Norwood sometimes. But here's an opportunity. And Jai on the ball, crossing it center. Yeah. Jebison to Sander. Sander on the left foot. That's not his strong foot. He's looking for a pass. And it does land to Stevens, who tries to head it in.
Sandy Barger's got to get off, man. He's been terrible. I think you sit him for at least 3 or 4 games. I haven't been, since he's come back from the World Cup, hasn't done it for me. Nothing doing from him. I've just really fallen out of love with him. He's not, he's just kind of been out there like he's just been marauding around.
There's definitely something missing from him, as we can see on the replay here. Jebison laying it off to Sander, but because he takes it to his left and he just refuses to shoot with his left foot, everybody knew his only option was to look for a pass. And so on the ricochet, it looked like then Enda Stevens trying to head it, but to no one making a run. And so QPR with a little bit of opportunity to run down some time on the clock. Kake had kind of pulled up for something. They are making a sub as well. So Chris Willick is off. Apologies to Chris and his family for getting that one wrong all game. Luke Amos coming on in his place.
I don't know. I think QPR is going to start, milking the clock and bleeding it all the way down. I don't think we're going to have much opportunities. We may get 1 or 2 more opportunities, but this might go QPR 1-0.
Yeah. So Blades trying to build out from the back now. John Egan making a long run as he has the space. Enda Stevens on the left-hand side finds Daniel Jebison with a pass, but again, immediately has a man on him, putting that pressure on from QPR. John Egan slipping a pass. The ball finds McAtee. He has an option out to the right. Sander Berga, and again, strong right foot, is able to cross it in, win the corner for the Blades. Only our second and third corner of the match. So hopefully something can happen here. We did take off George Baldock for Dan Jebison, and Jebison is a tall lad. He can be a presence in the box on this corner kick here, as Ollie Norwood's delivery high floated to the center. Heads go up, but it is won by a QPR player. And the Blades now with Enda Stevens trying to work it back forward. Norwood's pass finds Billy Sharp near the corner flag. Turns and looking for an opportunity here to play it to someone. Crosses it in, but too near to Sonny Dieng, and who calmly jumps
There's
up and
nothing.
collects that one.
Absolutely nothing for that. That was absolutely horrible. I
Yeah.
mean, it was just there was nothing in that. Literally, you just could have rolled it to the goalkeeper and said, "We're not going to do anything with it. Here, just have it. Just lump it back down." Because
Mhm.
that's all we did. We passed it around. The corner was terrible. It got headed away, and then we got it out at the back and did nothing with it.
Yep, another opportunity for the Blades. Anel had a little bit of space, but was stopped, and QPR clears it long, so it lands back with Wes Fodderingham inside his box this time as he collects the ball. Those of you missed it, Wes was awarded a yellow card earlier for a close call on whether he was in or out of the penalty area when he touches the ball. But it is 1-0 to the Blades. We are in the 76th minute. Or 1-0 to QPR rather over the Blades in the 76th minute. And I think QPR is starting to sit back more, letting us have a little bit more of the ball. The back line is not being pressured nearly as much as they were the rest of the game. So that gives Enda Stevens a good amount of time to cross the ball in. The ball lands with Njai, who gets it past 1-2 defenders, is pushed in the box. No penalty awarded. The ref says nothing there. I don't know. We'll have to see a replay of that to see whether there was actually a push or not. But
I think he went down easy.
Yeah, the ball is now out with Sander Berger on the right-hand side. Gets around his defender, still has the ball, crosses it back in for NL, who can't cross it past the first defender for QPR. So they can clear it out to Lyndon Dykes, who is chipping the ball forward. And it looks like Chair making the run on the ball now inside the Blades penalty area, cuts it inside, right-footed shot is blocked by, looks like Jack Robinson or John Egan maybe. Norwood long ball, and Jebison tried the quick flick for
Why
Billy
do we
Sharp.
do that?
Yeah, I don't know if he was going to be able to collect the ball and settle it down, so maybe the flick was his only chance there.
Yeah, that's very true.
But definitely a bit more of an open game right now.
Yeah, I like if, obviously it's going to go out for a goal kick and they're going to take about 5 minutes to do this one. I just don't see us getting anything.
Yeah. And Jai does go down. There was a little bit of a push at the back, but like you said, it was pretty soft. I think the push happened. He spun around and there was a leg in front of him, but he did not really touch the leg. So, but still, it took 4 players to bring Njai down. Just speaks volumes to the amount of skill he has. And yeah, if anything, it would have been a weak penalty to give, but yeah, not sure.
Yeah, so it's I just don't see it.
Yeah. Adrian with the good comment here, a little too late for this stint of good possession. I think it's honestly just QPR sat back. They're not putting that pressure on the back line like they have been all game. It's really allowed us to have a bit more of the ball and to find some better passes, but it's still not enough yet. The final ball in, the final quality hasn't been there. Really missing a player like Ollie McBurney who can get up, head the ball, hold it in the box, find the run of somebody else. And yeah, we'll see what the Blades can do as we approach the 79th minute here. McAtee on the ball, has a nice run into the box, crosses it with his left foot, and Kake, the left back for QPR, is able to get ahead to that one. But Sander Berger trying to win the ball back, does so, and almost wins a corner, but the ball stays in, just goes straight up in the air. So on the far side, Sander now working it back around, finding Norwood with the long sleeves. I love the long sleeve uniform, by the way.
I do. I like it too.
With the stripes and everything. Just looks real solid. But Sander now back on the ball and finding Jack Robinson, who works it now to the near side. And as we approach the 80th minute, Blades having some more possession, but still not being able to find that incisive pass, the good cross, the final touch, and a decent effort, but Sonny Dieng stretches up and grabs that cross from Sander Berger out of the air to just whittle down a few more seconds off the clock here before
That that cross, if it gets through Sonny Dieng's hands, I mean, it had some pace on it. Jebo was at the back post. He could have
yeah.
maybe, but he probably would have whiffed on it anyway.
Yeah, I don't know if his run looked like he was going way too wide of the back stick to put that one on target. So that might have been one of those. If he can get to it, he crosses it back for somebody else to attack it.
Yeah, I
So
would agree.
long ball, Jebison does find it. Might have hit somebody's hand there, but no call there as he crosses it in, and it's going to be out for a Blades corner. So another good opportunity from a set piece. Yeah. That was much better from Jebison. Kind of stood up, won the ball here. Definitely hit somebody's hand. I don't know. It's still on the second replay. I can't.
Yeah, you can't even tell whose hand it hits, honestly.
Yeah. So good no call there. As Norwood's corner comes in, but Lyndon Dykes looks like he's the one who gets up and wins it. But McAtee trying to find a good pass here. Does find Norwood, who from way deep crosses it in. Ball goes up, and Billy Sharp trying to get on that. Jebison heads it back into the mixer. Nobody immediately on it. McAtee attacking that one, and it is headed clear, and tried to keep it in play, but not enough space to do that. I think he was caught in two minds of letting it run out for a throw or keep it in play.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Scott. We were due a game like this. Yeah, it is what it is. It happens to everybody. We just really haven't been at it today, honestly.
Mm-hmm. So, Blades, excuse me, back on the ball, and 82nd minute. And now it's Berga who loses his touch out for a QPR
just
throw on
awful,
the far side.
Man. So bad. He's been so bad.
And there is one more substitution. Anel Ahmedhodzic coming off, Jaden Bogle on. So there's the more natural right back coming in. Anel, I think, had a pretty decent game, but still not enough to affect the match from the back, and still hasn't had that goal after the World Cup that he promised Nick and Hal he was going to have. So
yeah,
I was hoping we could see that at some point here.
Yeah, that would have been really, really nice, but I think we're just hopefully we are able to see this out. Just without giving another goal up. I mean, I don't want to go 2 goals down. I just want to see it out at this point. I want a level, or an equalizer, level it up. But at this point, I don't see it happening.
Yep. And as the Blades do have the ball again, I like comments from Scott and Adrian. Rest the players versus Millwall. Get out of the cup and make a run for automatic promotion. Same with Adrian. Best option out cup, and then hold on top 2. So a lot of folks, maybe a similar mindset. We love the focus on the league. Try to win that automatic promotion battle. If the result holds as it is right now, we will be 8 points clear of third place, still a respectable distance, still a great position to be in, but 6 points then behind Burnley in first place. So a win, a draw would definitely be welcomed at this point, but with only 6 minutes and stoppage time remaining in this game, QPR still having the 1-0 lead. It's looking less and less likely that the Blades come out of this one with a result. As QPR has had the right tactics, pressuring the back line, which they are doing again now. They, for probably 5-10 minutes there, stopped doing that, and it really gave us a few opportunities which we couldn't convert or do anything with, and now they're right back to stepping up and forcing us into mistakes.
Yeah. I just don't. I really don't see us having much more of the ball now, because they were told to push up the pitch, and I mean, we can't win the ball away without committing a foul. So
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Lyndon Dykes fouled there. Didn't really see that one, but another opportunity for QPR to whittle a few more seconds off the clock as we are now under 5 minutes plus stoppage time.
yeah, I don't see us holding much of the ball the rest of the game.
Yep, it's going to be a lot more long passes as we just see that from Norwood. Jebison is dragged down right past the halfway point here, and that's going to be a yellow card as there's definitely some pushing and shoving trying to get the ball set, ready to go from the Blades, but the ref is going to take his time here, awarding the yellow to Mr. Dunn. Yeah, Jimmy Dunn. We'll go with that.
Yeah, Jimmy Dunn. Yeah,
Two
Jimmy
N's and an
Dunn.
E with a U. Like I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, right.
The trickier last names.
Dune.
Dune. There we go. So Jimmy with the yellow.
Jim
on 86 minutes, and the Blades from the free kick just pass it out wide and now around the back. Norwood trying to find Bogle on the right hand side. It does land with him. He has some options, but QPR are trying to snuff those out. Jebison in the middle does have an opportunity, turns and shoots. Sonny Dieng took a couple bounces in his arms, but he is able to collect it in the end. Jebison, I think, looking a little bit better. Still no goal, still no final product, but I think maybe a bit better performance from him than we've seen recently.
Now it is better. I mean, definitely better from him. But in the small cameos he's had, it just hasn't amounted to anything.
Right. And Blades trying to win possession back in the midfield as QPR have a little bit of an opportunity now on the near side to run towards the corner flag. And they do just hold it for a little bit. Kake running it into the box. Here's a chance for Chair on the ball, left-footed shot, and it goes over the net. That was an opportunity to seal the game with a second goal from Chair, but his shot more lifted than really putting a lot of power behind it.
I mean, Sandy Barge just kind of really gave up on it.
Ooh, and actually took a deflection off of Egan. Almost 2 in 1 match.
Of course. Yeah, but I mean, Sandy Barge come just tracking back after that and just was like walking so slow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't know, on the bench right now, who's the other midfielder that you can bring on in place of Sander. So he's been the one asked to play full 90-minute games instead of Doyle and McAtee, who were kind of both coming back off of some injuries at some point. So McAtee, though, as we're talking about him, finding Njai for the pass, but the ball, the ref says, goes off of Njai rather than a QPR player. So he awards the goal kick. Njai's not happy about that.
Yeah. It was like he almost helped it along out of play. There was no way it took a deflection. Yeah, I'm almost praying for no extra time and just blow the whistle because I don't see us getting an equalizer, let alone or a winner, let alone an equalizer at this point.
Right.
Just been bad. Not at it today.
Mm-hmm. 3 Blades heads go up on that long kick from Sonny Dieng, and Billy Sharp doing a decent job here of holding it up and does win a foul. So the free kick, as QPR not wanting to give us the ball. Free kick maybe 12 yards outside of the box.
Yeah. I mean, Billy just cleared him out with the elbow, too.
Yeah. Ref didn't see the elbow.
No, he did not.
He saw three players
Billy
on
would
one.
probably be sent off.
Yeah. So, and the QPR medical staff is attending to Kake. So we do hit 90 minutes and 4 minutes of stoppage time, but we'll still need to wait until this.
He got a bloody nose.
Yeah, nosebleed maybe.
So we'll get the game started with 93:58 left on the clock. They'll take the free kick. The ref will blow full-time whistle, and this bad boy will be over.
Yeah. At this point, I'm seeing him playing. Oh, just changed to 5 minutes. That was interesting. Never seen that happen.
5 minutes. And it's like a running clock now. It'll go up to 6.
Yep.
The ball in from who do you think's going to take it? Norwood has got to be from Norwood, has got to get past the first man. Because for some reason we're going to hit the first guy and it's going to be cleared.
Mm-hmm. Now here's an interesting stat that I have not verified, so apologies to everyone if I'm incorrect on this, but I think we may be joint top in the championship for goals conceded due to errors.
Really?
Which I can see. Like, honestly, that makes sense. But
it's an interesting stat.
Yeah. Norwood taking the free kick in towards the far post. The heads go up and the ball is weakly hit to the far post. I think John Egan might have had the head on that. So Sonny Dieng easily able to collect that one as we're about a minute and a half through 5. Maybe another 30 seconds or so on top of that 5 minutes due to the last minute injury there. But it is getting to not too many more opportunities for the Blades, as this is going to be called back for a free kick. Jebison had a boot in, at least in the eyes of the ref, and he does earn a yellow card for that too.
Huh. Interesting. That should do it there, because we're already at 2 minutes in it. That they gave a yellow card for that?
Yeah,
what?
Yeah, he didn't even touch it.
Excuse me, what?
There's one angle where it looks like maybe he touches him, the other one it doesn't. So I think that's the softest yellow I've seen in a while, but may not matter in this late stage of the match. QPR heads go up, and Wes is able to collect the ball, rolls it out quickly now for Jaden Bogle to make a long run down the right-hand side of the pitch. The ball bounces through the QPR player who tried to slide and tackle that one, but the Blades don't quite have a hold of it yet, and now it'll be out for a throw. Sander Berge holding onto the ball, but
now he wants to speed it up.
Yeah, now Bogle actually going to take this one. So 3 minutes past of the 5 of stoppage time. So just under 2 minutes to go, maybe another 30 seconds or so, as Jackie Long throw with the ball heading into the box. It hits ahead of Egan potentially there, but nothing else happening. And now it's McAtee with the ball on the left-hand side. Gets past his defender, is able to get towards the edge of the box, crosses it in, bounces, and it'll be out for, looks like a corner for the Blades.
Hopefully it's a corner.
Yep.
Whew.
Just about a minute and a half left. Corner
One
for
more
the Blades
chance.
here.
Well, this corner's not going to amount to anything because we're going to hit the first man. So who's going to take it? McAtee taking it?
Yep, and it does hit the first man.
And it does hit the first man.
Yep, out to Bogle now. This elects to pass all the way out to the right to Sander Berge, who finds a cross, goes in, but QPR get ahead to that, and that's going to be a Blades throw on the far side. So looks like
somebody get over there and throw it in.
Yep.
We got two good.
Yeah,
I never understand this.
Yeah, so Bogle took it quick to Norwood. Norwood now making a run in, or might be, I don't know who it is, but whoever that is goes down in the box. Yeah, Norwood's at the top of the box here. And Jai in the box to the front. And Stevens, it looks like
the only guy that shot all game. Really, we're relying on him. We're relying on number 3, who is absolutely cannot hit a ball to save his life, to take a shot. How and why? I'll
just
never
about
understand that.
10 seconds to go in the 5 minutes of stoppage time. Maybe we get a few more after that, as the ball is out for a Blades throw on right in front of the benches here. All up to the referee now on how much he was going to give for the medical attention that was given to the QPR player. We're at 5:15 right now, and this may be the last opportunity for the Blades. A Jack Robinson long throw from away outside hits a QPR player, but Robinson is able to collect it, rebounded, recycled into the box.
That was terrible.
And it bounces to Billy Sharp, who passes it to Enda Stevens. Cross in, and no, Sander Berger doesn't jump, but there's a goal! There's a goal!
Get in! Get in! Oh, get in! John Egan, get in! Come on!
Oh, my
Come
God!
on!
Pandemonium at the death.
I'll take it.
5 minutes of stoppage time, about 30 seconds left, and about 30 seconds over. As late a kick as it can go.
Head.
Oh my gosh. And he didn't use his head. He used his foot. Kicks it into the box.
He used his feet. Oh man. Whew.
Wow. Just amazing. Enda Stevens with the cross in. QPR heads it clear. And Enda Stevens
got the rebound and
like
laid it off to Egan, and Egan slotted it home.
Yep, a header from Enda Stevens right to Egan through multiple sets of legs, one of which could have been Jebison. Gets past Sonny Dieng. Oh, and it takes a deflection too.
Oh, he did. Yep.
Yep.
Off the QPR player's thigh.
Yep. Off of Robert Dickey. Yep.
Bob Dick.
My God.
Bob Dick, get in. Bob Dick, get in.
Wow.
90 plus 6. Yes, and Scott, you're exactly right. John Egan amends the mistake at the other end.
And the Blades throw, but that is full time.
Full time, baby.
The last second equalizer. The match ends 1-1. Blades, QPR, 1 point apiece. Elias Chair off a Egan mistake on one end, and John Egan with the goal at the death on the other end. Wow. That just turned around so fast.
I don't, everybody that listened to this, I thought it was over. I thought it was 100% over. But John Squarehead Egan saves us at the death. 9 points better. 9 points clear a third instead of 11. We dropped 2 points, of course. It's all good. At least we got something out of this. If you listen to the last 15, 20 minutes, I didn't think we were getting anything out of it, and we honestly shouldn't have. Until that goal at the end, that was the only way we deserved anything.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, it should have been Blades 0, QPR 1.
Absolutely.
But we played 96 minutes, so there we go.
Wow, I'm still sorry. Just still recovering from that. Yeah. So to recap, folks, 11th minute goal for Elias Chair for QPR came off of a John Egan mistake at the back with a goal kick, gave it away. Chair long shot outside the box, and it deflects off of Egan's back into the goal past Wes. And so rightly so, at the death, Egan gets a shot that deflects off of a QPR defender past Sonny Dieng. And so the game is level 1-1, 1 point apiece. We didn't lose, still unbeaten after World Cup.
Yep. We did not lose. We're gonna drop points. Simon coming in here. Boom. $5 donation. Yes. Remember, if you guys are still in the chat, hit the like button. Subscribe to Chef United Way. If you haven't, I don't know why you're listening to this unless you're Johnny a Burnley fan. Listen and subscribe to me and Noah and Robert's podcast, Red Half of Sheffield. And if you want to, like Simon did, drop us a donation to help pay for all the overhead on the underhead for the people overhead of us.
Yep, definitely.
Oh, man. That kind of pulled me out of the dumps there. I was in the dumps for most of this, I kind of wrote us out or wrote us off.
Makes the new year a little bit brighter. Not starting off with a defeat, but rather with a draw. An exciting finish to this one at QPR. But we go again on Saturday with the match
FA
against
Cup.
Millwall in the FA Cup. Yep.
FA Cup. I'm not sure what our obligations are for that one, but we probably will be back. I know the game is picked up for Sky. So we probably will do it, I would imagine. I don't know if we're going to. If not, I'll probably go to a bar and watch it somewhere because I haven't been to a bar to support the Blades. That's where Noah is now with the Los Angeles Blades watching, and he texted me, said they went absolutely mental when the goal went in. So good for those guys.
Awesome.
Yes, I was going to agree with you too, Steve. Scott Stevens did look offsides when he went to put the ball back into the box. I wasn't 100% sure. I figured he'd throw the offsides flag up, but hey, I'll take it.
There might have been a defender like next to the keeper on the line who was keeping him on.
Perfect. But, I'll take it.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. There's no VAR, like I said.
No,
Championship doesn't have it, so you get what happens on the pitch.
Simon, I don't know where Noah and them got together. I'm sure he will. One of the next watch-alongs he does, he just ask him in the chat, and I'm sure he'll have that info for when they do. This is like their first meetup in a couple of 6-8 months, I want to say. But yeah, other than that, Robert, your final thoughts before we sign off with the Blades 1-1.
Yeah, much happier with the draw. I don't know if our performance deserved the point, other than like the first 10 minutes where we looked the better team, and then spells at the end where we just threw everything up the pitch. Honestly, I don't know if we really deserved it. But at the same time, I think QPR got a little lucky. It was a mistake at the back for their goal. So this one probably should have ended 0-0. So the fact that it's a draw is probably fair.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. I mean, QPR really didn't have many. I mean, they had chances, but not really anything to trouble the keeper. And we didn't really do anything at all. So for it to be 1-1 and both goals deflected in makes sense. QPR were the better side, but at the end of the day, we probably both deserved a point, honestly. But that is it for today's watch along. I want to once again thank Mr. Captain Costa, Robert Kitson, for coming to help me out with this watch along again. Thanks goes out to Chat Row. Johnny finally popped up. 5 points clear of second place now. We know Johnny. We can all do math. I'm sure he'll be back this weekend if we do another watch along. But yeah, thanks out to Chat Row. There's a lot of chat going on and a lot of interaction. If we didn't get to your comment, sorry. We will at a later date. But yeah, other than that, Captain Costa, thank you very much for joining me as always. And we shall see you guys down the road. Maybe, like I said, I don't know if we're going to have a watch along for the Millwall FA Cup match. Keep posted on all the social medias. And like I said, follow the Red Half of Sheffield, our podcast. Follow the Chef United Way. You can follow Captain Costa because I can see his name.
Yeah, I don't have to hold up the mug this time.
The mug. And yeah, we will see you guys the next go around, the next match.
Yeah. A little bit of a break. We'll be good.
Yeah. See you guys.